I just wake up in the morning and I yell a lot, even though it's way too early. It's fun though. Wake up, wake up, wake up! Wake up, wake up, wake up. That's right. Look at that. Oh, shoot. Look at me. I'm here using the wrong overlay. Let's try that again. Bam. There we go. Up way too early with Garage Gym Life. We are for athletes who train at home, but that's not what I wanted to show you guys during this show. So anyway, once again, thank you guys for joining me for yet another awesome show. I'm telling you in advance, I'm speaking it into existence. It's going to be an amazing show. We've got a packed list of things to talk about. We've got some awesome guests. I'm wearing my checking in shirt from No Fate because he and I were texting back and forth a little bit earlier this morning. That's right. No Fate and I were Jonathan and I were already talking this morning. So I figured he checked in with me. I'm checking in with you guys. So I am Zhang III. I am the co-founder of Garage Gym Life. This is your first time watching the channel in any way. Thank you for giving us a chance. Do me a favor and hit that like button because you're going to like what you see. And if you end up enjoying this show, which I think you will, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me so you can help us continue our march to 60,000. We are just under 60,000 subscribers, so we could potentially get there today. Okay, we are that close. So anyway, I'm asking you to be a part of that effort. Hit like, hit subscribe. If you have already liked the video and if you have already subscribed, then do me a favor and share the video with somebody else who you think might enjoy this content. And so all that is greatly appreciated. We have got a lot going on, like I told you. So let me just tell you what is going on today's show. So in the first hour, we're going to have news and other things, as we always do. I'm going to talk to you guys about the home gym topics that have come across my radar this week, and you and I'll discuss them via the live chat. So I want to hear from you. No lurking today. No lurking, okay? And then we're also going to have a brand new recliner of rage. I'll tell you guys why I'm mad this week, because once again, I don't make this stuff up. It just happens to me, okay? It just happens. Then in the second hour, we're going to have Chip Birdie from the Figjam Reviewer YouTube channel. He's going to be joining the show, making his debut. He's actually watched the show several times. He and I were talking back and forth on Instagram, and he said something. I was like, dead all that. I want you to come on the show. I'm not worried. I ain't worried about all that stuff. I want you to come on the show and be a guest. And I'm ashamed that it took me this long to invite him on. So Chip is going to be here today. And then in the third hour, which would be 8 a.m. Eastern time, 6 a.m. Mountain time, Zhang from RitFit, he's the RitFit showroom manager, will be here. He's going to be joining the show after a really great debut for RitFit at HomeGymCon 2025. So I know you guys have a bunch of questions for him. You guys can go ahead and start putting that in the chat. And if I see a question for Tom, or actually if I see a question for Chip, I will star those questions so that they do not get lost. That way we make sure your voice gets heard. So go ahead, start throwing your, get your opinions out there, get your questions, your comments, everything else that you want to say out there. Real quick, let's see here. Let's go ahead and dive into the comment section, see who is already here, and then we'll get into news and other things. All right, so let's scroll up to the top. First in the building, Carlos was not first today. I have my suspicions as to why, but first in the building was my guy, Jared Martin. Said, good morning. Good morning, Jared. What's up, man? Right behind him was 50 Cal Fitness, who mysteriously said hello to Jared, but not to us. I feel hurt. Talking about Jared, the first and probably the last. I'm like, what are you talking about? What about us? You don't see the rest of us? You don't see, I'm here. I exist. All right. What's up to 332? The homie Ashley, the amazing, rise and shine. Ashley is killing it with her HomeGymCon content because she's not just showing you products, she's also giving you like her impressions, especially on Instagram. So if you are not following her, you need to be following her on Instagram at Ashley. At Ashley ___ the ___ amazing ___. And those underscores are why I call her 332. Okay, because that's how I remember it. All right. Finally, Carlos showed up late at 5:45 in the morning. That's crazy, right? 5:45 a.m. But look, Jared jumped on here at 4 o'clock in the morning. The show didn't even start till 6. Okay, so Jared was here at 4 a.m. That's 2 hours early, and that is such a blessing to come on here, start my show prep, and see people lined up in the building waiting to check out what we have going on in the show, to hear what you and I have to say. Let's see here. So I said, Ashley says she's actually in Pittsburgh today to support a friend who's competing. Oh, well, good luck to your friend, Ashley. I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll just text you. I'm not going to call you. I'll just text you. That way I don't interrupt you guys, because that's a really cool experience that you guys are having right there. All right. And there's No Fate. There you go. Checking in from the elliptical. Hey, but are you wearing the shirt? Are you wearing the shirt? That's what I need to know. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Look, all you gotta do, he said my shirt looks great. He's hugging the diesel arms. Look, all you gotta do is dry it real hard. Okay. Let's see who else here. In case y'all didn't know, MWPIG saves you 5% at Prime Fitness. Okay, just want to let y'all know that. I don't know if that's out there yet or not, but shout out to Jason. What's up, man? Michael Brantley, what's up, man? Hey, look, dude, I got a bone to pick with you, Michael. Michael, yeah, that's right. Not Mike. Today you're Michael, all right? Because I knew I needed to get in shape anyway, but I started running this stuff because I Mike's only a few years younger than me. He's running, I'll run. All right, so I'm running on the treadmill now because I'm a sensible human. Do you know how bad my knees are hurting right now? They were already hurt from HomeGymCon, but because of you, Michael, my knees are hurting. So time for a shameless plug. I have been using this stuff. This is Eagle brand medicated oil. I don't know if you guys can see it. There you go. I have to cant it a little bit. This is one of their, it's not flavors because you don't need to drink this, but it's one of their scents. If you guys click that shopping button, you'll be able to grab the best liniment I have ever used in my life. I've been using this since I was kickboxing back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Stuff is amazing. I used it when I was powerlifting. Yes, it's better than Jack's Blue Heat. It's better than any other liniment that I've ever used. There's no CBD on it. And so I'm actually having to put the junk on my knees right now just to get through this live stream. So I blame you, Michael. You, Michael, for the rest of the day. I'm just letting you know that, all right? Hey, look at that, the Bar Gym reviews. Hey, my man, I have been checking out your videos, and I am impressed. Keep doing what you're doing. Shoot me a DM. We gotta get you on the show. All right. Let's see here. Hey, Corey, what's up, my guy? Corey on the warpath. He said, "Morning, bro." Say it ain't cheating if I'm scouting for next week. It ain't cheating. No, Corey. I promise you, Corey's gonna be on the show next week in a special segment that we are starting up. And he's got an awesome YouTube channel called On the Warpath. Especially if you like NFL content, you definitely need to go sub him up because he is very entertaining. Got a great sense of humor, and I'm bringing him on the show. I'm not going to tell y'all why I'm bringing him on the show because I might inadvertently reveal something and screw it up in terms of what the segment is going to be. But all I'm saying is it ain't going to help you, Corey. You watch the whole show and then watch it backwards. It ain't going to help you. All right? It ain't going to help you. There we go. No faith. Oh, okay. So we're doing the opposite day. So Jonathan's wearing my shirt. I'm wearing Jonathan's shirt. There we go. Hey, this is the way. Like the Mandalorian, this is the way. You notice how I keep doing that to emphasize that, the shirt is tight on my chest. See, I keep doing that. All right. That's positive self-reinforcement. Garage Gym Radio. What's up, Jake? What's up, my man? Jake Jaworski in the house, the man who created the event that we're going to talk about all the way up until the next time we go there next year. And those dates have been released. And I'll get more into what that means for all of you guys who like getting up way too early with me. I'll go ahead into that a little bit later in the show. The British have arrived. Tattoo saying, what's up, Matt? All the way from the UK. What's up, man? Here we go. What's up, Matt? I appreciate you being here, man. I don't think you were at a competition recently. Not too long ago, I think you were at a competition. I think I forgot. I saw it, and I forgot to tell you congratulations. I apologize. I saw it on Instagram, and I was running. I was scrambling that day, so I apologize. Congratulations. It was like I saw you deadlifting, and I know it was a competition setting. It looked like so. Congratulations. And then Carlos said the knees of the few. Man, I'm telling you, the knees of the few. You ain't lying. Said take some turmeric. Oh, now you're gonna control my grocery list. It's not enough you got my knees hurting, Michael. Now you want to control my grocery list. I'm gonna do it though. I'm gonna do it. Bar Gym Review said, hey, my pleasure, my man. Let's do it. Mike talking about tight shirts. Hey, I told you that you inspired me. I said, all right, what does Mike do? Number one, he's got the tightest shirts known to man. All right, so I need one of those. So I got all my shirts and I doused them in hot water, then washed them and dried them real hot, dried them real hard, okay? Shrunk them down. If necessary, I would have taken them to the tailor and gotten the sleeves taken in, all right? But I did not have to do that, okay? So I'm just saying, that's step one, all right? So I'm halfway there. And then Michael runs. You Michael all day. Michael runs. So I started running on the treadmill. All right. One day I was even calling cadence, okay? It got real crazy over here. But anyway, I'm done talking about that. It makes my knees hurt even more. There's 498 people watching. They're not interested in hearing about my tight shirts and running, calling cadence. They're not even they're not interested in. Even if they are, I ain't telling them. Okay, none of your business. All right, none of your business what I do in my gym. All right, if it ain't on video, don't worry about it. All right. Anyway, look, we talked about, and now we said what's up to everybody in the live chat. The show is off to a good start, and as I promised you, if this is your first time watching it, this is kind of what you're in for all day, all right? So hit like, hit subscribe, and let's go ahead and dive into the first segment, which is news and other things. Let's do it. All right, so first item, this is very, very important. So if you were at the live show at HomeGymCon, I need you to pay attention. If you were not, but you know somebody who was, I need you to pay attention. Now let's subdivide that down. If you were at the live show at HomeGymCon with us and you stayed after the camera stopped rolling, I need you to lock in, all right? Because due to an unfortunate situation, and I don't want to get into everything that happened, but nobody had, Synergy Custom Fitness doesn't have it, and I don't have it. So we had winners. I believe there were 3 winners of gift cards from Synergy Custom Fitness. So I didn't worry about it because I thought you guys were going to use those gift cards at HomeGymCon, in my defense, okay? So I was like, all right, I ain't going to worry about it. They know they won. They're right there. The booth is downstairs. No big deal. Well, that was wrong because I should have still put in a fail-safe. And then for those who don't know, we did the raffle ticket thing just like we did during the show that was recorded. And we gave those raffle tickets to Synergy Custom Fitness. And then those of you who were there know how chaotic HomeGymCon was when we were trying to leave. So those raffle tickets got misplaced, okay? As a result, we can't, Synergy Custom Fitness cannot contact the winners to let them know, hey, y'all never came by the booth to pick up, to shop for any of your stuff or to even get your gift cards. So what I need you to do, if you are one of the people who was at the live show and who won a gift card from Synergy Custom Fitness after the cameras were cut off, I need you to send me, don't message them, send me a DM because I got to verify. I trust all of you. I trust all 605 of you. I do. I know you're honest people, but I still got to verify that you're not some random person who wasn't there and is trying to get over, right? So send me a DM. I'm going to verify that you were actually there and that you're legitimately one of the winners. And then I will pass your information on to Carlos from Synergy Custom Fitness, and we will get you guys hooked up with your gift card so you can shop for what you need from Synergy Custom Fitness. All right, so did that make sense? So if you were at the live show and you stayed after the cameras cut off to listen to the presentation from Synergy Custom Fitness, and then you won one of their gift cards, reach out to me. I already know one person because they reached out to me, but I'm looking for the other 2 winners, so there'll be 3 of y'all. Reach out to me and let me know so that I can verify that you're legitimately one of the winners, and then I can put you in touch with Synergy Custom Fitness, okay? Because I want you guys to get what you want. It's yours, and we need to, make sure that we get it in your hands. Hey, so all right, we lost the British. We lost our British feed. Hey man, no problem. Don't wrestle too many deer, and just come back when you can. Hey, shout out to the replay gang. They're undefeated. Ashley says, I love Synergy. Their products are phenomenally well made. That is 100%. Look, I'm telling you, I had serious FOMO looking at that storage rack that you had when I in your video, Ashley, because I was like, man, that is exactly what we wanted. We're getting something like that. If you guys saw my YouTube short, we've got an elliptical that, you know, the Yosuda that a bunch of other people have been reviewing. We've got it, and that thing is ginormous. So it took us from a gym that had plenty of space into a cluttered feeling establishment. So we're going to rearrange some stuff, get rid of some stuff, which is crazy because I just gave away a bunch of stuff at HomeGymCon. But we're going to rearrange some stuff, get rid of some stuff, and then we're going to get that storage rack to make, you know, so life will be good. All right. So that's the first item out of the way. If you were a winner of the giveaway for the gift cards from Synergy Custom Fitness, hit me up on Instagram at GarageGymLife, and I will so we can work this out so we can get you your gift cards. All right, that's one. Number two, let's check homework. It's time to check homework, all right, because I've been asking you guys to post pictures of your most recent home gym purchases in the community section. And I'm saying I want you to also add your workout log, right? So take a screenshot of your workout log if you use an app. If you write your stuff down on a whiteboard, take a picture of it, and either way, post the picture in the community section. So for right now, let's go check out the community section to see how many of you guys have done what I asked. Okay, so let's go here. Hold up, I gotta get rid of that. Let's get that. Yeah, you can go. All right. So now let's present and share that screen. Boom, boom. All right. This is technically the first screen share of the day, but it's not getting worked up over. Okay. You know what? I messed up. I said it, and now it's the first screen share. Here y'all go. Go ahead. Okay, calm down. Just please calm down. All right. So let's go into the community section and let's look at it. We got some cool stuff in here. All right. So first of all, we're getting a bunch of people. These are comments that are reactions to posts that I made. So we're getting a bunch of feedback on the video I posted showing like, hey, we got to optimize our garage layout. Like I said, it's crowded. It got some really good responses, but that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about what y'all posted. All right, so let's go. We're going to sort these by the newest. Some of this we've already seen. By the way, let's see here. All right, so this is a post from me, so it doesn't count, okay? Well, I'll give it an asterisk, special mention, because Trevor Greenberg is in Peru. He's in Peru right now, and he sent me a picture of his backpack with his up way too early patch on it at the airport in Peru. So that is officially the first time any of our gear has made it to Peru. And so there we go. Said patch sighting in Peru. All right, so there we go. All right, so that's from Trevor. Oh, actually, he posted it. Okay, cool. Because I thought I wasn't sure if he had gotten my message to post it. So I'll go ahead and I'll get rid of mine when I posted it as well. All right, now next, let's see here. This is Michael Brantley's selectorized leg extension leg curl. Now I feel like this is something that you posted during the show last week. So I don't think that counts, Michael. All right, I appreciate you posting it, but I will leave it. I will allow it this time because I don't think that we actually got to it during the show while I was talking to Mike from Anchor. So there we go. All right, so that's it. Everything else looks like it's old. All right, so we're gonna stop sharing, and I'm gonna say, all right, I need you guys to continue posting your workouts, your latest piece of gym equipment. I actually have a bench. Supposedly, I got a bench coming in on Saturday. So once I get it put together, I will screen share that, let you guys know what's going on. Yeah, I mean, you always take the homework credit. I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't know if we actually posted, if I pulled that one specifically up during the conversation with Mike. But because I don't remember, I'll say, all right, I'll allow it because we may not have given you your credit. We may not have given you your credit. So you can go ahead and add it to this week's homework. You got it. You good. You do have all right, Michael said he has a bench coming today. All right, well, hey, take a picture of it once you get it put together, take a picture, throw it up in the community section. You definitely know how to do it. So go ahead and do that. I just think that section is a cool way for us to stay in touch with each other, see what's going on with each other, and encourage each other. And then, as I said, it doesn't have to be something you own. It could be something you're thinking about buying. Throw a picture in there and just say, hey, does anybody know anything about this product? Because then the whole community can actually help you out in terms of, making a wise purchase. Because, I mean, okay, here's one thing. I don't mind you guys DMing me. A lot of you guys DM me and say, hey, you know anything about this? Or you'll put a comment in the video, ask me. I don't mind that. Keep doing that. But I don't know everything. I don't know everything. There's a lot of stuff I've not seen. So I want you guys to take advantage of each other's knowledge. Okay. So draw on the community knowledge and you'll be better off. We'll all be better off for it. All right. Now let's move on. Last thing from the community post section is this thing that I just ran across. I did a post of it, but I'm going to take you guys, instead of showing you the post, I'm going to take you directly to the channel. This is the most awesome thing I've seen all day, and the day just started, but it's going to be hard to beat this, okay? Because this is an actual straight up screen share, all right? This is awesome. So here we go. This is a family bench competition in the backyard from the Blood and Guts 2.0 channel. All right, so here it is. Look at this. All right, look, I got the sound off. This is from July 11th. My man has the family in the backyard doing a bench competition. How can you not like that? Now I got the sound off. There's no like music or anything, but they're calling commands. They're taking turns judging. First attempt, 95 pounds, good lift. I mean, this is awesome. Look at that. You see the judges waving, saying thumbs up or whatever. And I even like they've got different color gloves on, right? So a white glove means it's a good lift, just like white lights. And red glove means no lift. Look at that. So hey, 3 white lights for my man. Look at that. There you go. That was Cam. First attempt, Cam. 85 pounds. Good lift. Cam's scary. You like how like little kids when they're benching, the weight always like plummets down. It's like, ah! I'm like, hey man, don't drop it on your chest. But hey, they're all right. So here we go. All right. Next up is, let's see, who is this? That was Cam. Are we not gonna say her name? I guess she goes anonymous. All right. She's getting ready to lift. This is Peyton. All right, here we go. First attempt, Peyton. 55 pounds, good lift. Yeah, okay, look. So this is about a 9-minute video. So then Dad comes out. He's up next. All right. So Dad comes out. First attempt, that's 275. All right. And this is raw, okay? No wrist wraps, no belt, okay? No handoff, no spotters, and in Crocs, okay? That's it. No supportive equipment. So, I mean, literally, man, I'm telling you, if that wasn't the coolest thing, all right? I don't know if they got mosquito bug spray on, but I know they're not using assistance equipment, all right? That is one of the coolest things because it took me back to when our kids all lived here and they, we would work out. We'd have like family competition days. And then, we all competed in something. So I was competing in powerlifting at the time. They were, all of our sons were on the wrestling team at some point. And then one of our sons joined the band, the marching band. And so everybody had he had this gigantic instrument. I forgot what his instrument was called, but he had this gigantic instrument. I was like, man, you got to be strong just to carry that. So yeah, it just, like I said, it just takes me back to those times. And that's just a cool thing. So shout out to, I'll tell you guys the channel again. It's the Blood and Guts 2.0 YouTube channel. And in fact, I will share the link right now here in the live chat. Don't go watch it right now, but but you guys can check it out. some point today, go ahead, check it out, and give them a sub. All right. And if you are watching on replay, shout out to the replay gang. If you guys want, I will put the link to that in the show description, or share it as a comment with anybody who wants the link, so that you guys can go check out that entire bench competition. That's the best news item, in my opinion, that I've seen all day. All right. Next news item. Let's move on. You guys may or may not have heard, but HomeGymCon is heading back to Louisville, and I am really, really excited about that. I think it's a good thing. I think that part of the reason why. So when we all first went to French Lick, we were like, French Lick. We had all the Larry Bird jokes, everything else, right? But then we got used to being there, so you kind of know where to go, where to expect things to be, everything, right? And I'm telling you, that's part of how you build. It's part of how you build any kind of thing, is that people know where it's going to be. If it's the same place every year, people know, hey, it's going to be here. They can kind of plan ahead. Hey, this is where I'm going to stay. Pick out as far as booking hotels. This is where I want to eat that weekend. So all those things are, in my opinion, very, very important to the success of any kind of event, and we want HomeGymCon to be successful. So I love the fact that we're going back to Louisville. If you guys want to get full details, you're just going to need to check out Neural News from this past week. Jake broke everything down, but I will say that we are going to be live at HomeGymCon again in 2026 on this show. So we'll be live that Friday morning, and we are also going to expand our coverage of the convention itself. I don't want to tell you any more than that. They are going to, and in fact, if you go on here, I'll share this, because Jake has already started sharing the vendors. No, what did I say we're going to call them? The exhibitors. Really, we ought to call them vendors, because they ought to sell their stuff. That's something that Naomi and I both agreed on. We're like, if you come to HomeGymCon, you need to bring stuff to sell. So companies have started signing up for HomeGymCon 2026. So you guys see all of these brands there that have already signed up to be at HomeGymCon 2026. And there are a couple of brands that have not signed up yet, but there's a couple in particular that I'm hoping will sign up, because and I'm reaching out to them myself to make sure they sign up. Okay. So anyway, because they're my favorite, some of my favorite brands. But anyway, so you guys make sure you're following HomeGymCon on Instagram, and you guys will be getting at HomeGymCon on Instagram. You'll be getting the latest updates from them. We'll have Jake on probably in August sometime, just because I'm trying to get through the initial reactions from guests who were at HomeGymCon. And then I want him to come on and kind of say, hey, okay, this is where we are. We've got, all this stuff set up already for 2026. It just makes sense to. Also, my man needs some rest. He's been putting it in, you know what I mean? So he's been putting the work in. So we want to, I was trying to let him have a little bit of rest. So Bar Gym Review says, jealous I couldn't go this year. Can I wait to go to HomeGymCon next year? Dude, I cannot wait to see you in person. All right. I think it's going to be a good time. I think you're really, really going to enjoy it. As a content creator and as a home gym owner, you're going to really enjoy it. My tip is, and I'm going to repeat these tips, but you need to go in with a plan. Don't just go in like, oh, I'm going to go there and see what it's like. I mean, you can do that, but you end up leaving feeling like, oh, some people have left feeling overwhelmed because there's so much to do. It's like, think about most of the time for a lot of us who are home gym owners, we spend a lot of our times with around very few people, right? So you got the people you interact with at work, and how many people could you really interact with on a daily basis at work? You know what I mean? Just because of logistics. And then, especially in a meaningful way. And then we train in the gym by ourselves. A lot of times we're at home working out by ourselves. Then you go to this convention and there's equipment everywhere. There's people everywhere. and some of those people you know from online, so they're all coming up where everybody's friendly. So it's a lot. Okay, it's lots of sounds and colors, and it's just like it's a lot. So make sure that you go in with a plan, and I think you'll have an amazing time. I think you have an amazing time. Ashley said, "I'm stoked. It's 3 days in 2026." Yeah, that I think is a really good move. I loved having 3 days in year one, and I was like advocating in year two that we're going to need that 2 days was not enough. And I was right. So we're going to go back to 3 days. And I really love the fact that Jake made it happen to give us 3 days. Ashley said, absolutely. No, I'm sorry. Barjim Maru says, absolutely. Already checking out the vendor list on what I want to see. So it's not just which booths you want to see. It's what the heck was that? I just got something just came. I just heard this random noise. All right, so it's not just who and what you need to see as far as booths. It's also, hey, who do I want to hang out with? Are there any competitions you want to see? Because there are competitions at the event. Are there competitions you want to see? So here's one that's underrated, and I planned poorly this year, right? Year one and year two, I was all set. This year, I planned poorly. It's like, how am I going to get my workout? Because it's very easy to start to seeing stuff and going and look at stuff, and you actually never work out, right? That's what happened to us. So you got to like start planning that out to make sure you get your workout. And honestly, you might need to plan breaks, that you can maybe play by ear, but might need to plan breaks because it's literally, I'm telling you, it's a lot. Okay. It's a lot in the best way. Okay. Ashley said that the hybrid competition is going to be bigger and better in 2026 too. Yeah, I'm telling you there's a lot to see in terms of competitions. So maybe you take a break and you combine that with watching a competition. So, but I'm just saying, like, go in with a plan. Also go in with a plan for buying stuff and how you're going to get it home. Okay. That's another tip that I'm going to give you. All right. Now, as far as product news, we've got a couple of things. We got 15 minutes before we jump in. So the Vic pad, we talked about this last week. The Vic pad from AbMat has arrived. So let's take a look. That's not it. That's not the Vic pad. Hang on a second. I thought I pulled this up already. I apologize. I did, but I pulled up something else in this place after that. All right, so that's the Vic pad. All right, so let's screen share that. So we had some speculation, and my speculation was completely wrong. I'm okay with that, though. So this is it. Remember I was saying I wonder if it's going to be one of those things where it's like we thought it was going to be a narrow pad so that it would give you the option since in case you didn't watch the show last week, I remember I said that today's bench pads are very wide. Well, not very wide, but they're wide. So that's great for benching stability, but it's not great for range of motion for things like chest flies, right? And so we speculated that the Vic pad was going to be something that would give you the option for doing something narrower, and we thought maybe it would be that thing that they were doing with I forgot his name. He's a content creator. We were literally just talking about him. But anyway, they have a collaboration, and we thought it was going to be that. Well, it's not. What it is it looks to me like kind of like one of those coffin benches, coffin pads, whatever. But give you a close up. So it's wider that's the top right there. So it's wider at the top, and then it's narrower here. So if you want to use the narrow side, you just put the bottom, you turn the bench around, right? So you can either bench with your head over here, or you bench with your head over here, or you can, so you can use any part of the bench you want depending on what you need. I still think it's a useful idea. This is a side view of it. I'm not necessarily like I don't. It's like almost like a fat pad, but that's narrower too. I don't know. And they say that it's engineered with inspiration from the Thompson fat pad. Um, I'm not saying this is not that this doesn't have value. It's just not what I thought it was going to be. Um, I'm not personally interested in it for me because it's not what I'm looking for right now. But if you're looking for a wider, if you're a wider guy and you're looking for a wider bench pad, but you don't want to sacrifice your regular bench, then you might want to, check out the Vic pad and kind of, take that, give that a look. You guys let me know in the chat, is this Vic pad something that interests you? There's like 728 of you. I want to hear from you. Is this Vic pad something that interests you from AbMat? Is this something that you see like a use for in your training? One thing that I do like about it is how thick it is. So it's nice and thick. So it's gonna, let me do a side view. So you don't have to worry about basically it sometimes it can be uncomfortable in training. You're benching and the pad's very thin. Now, when you go to competition, the pad's not going to be very thick. But in competition, you want to save your joints. And so I like that it's a nice thick pad. So that's cool. All right, so let me know what you guys think of the Vic pad. All right. And while you guys do that, I'm going to move along. All right. Bells of Steel has upgraded their buzzsaw bench. And I'm kicking myself because we did do a booth tour with Bells of Steel. And I have been actually wanting a buzzsaw bench. And I completely forgot. I got sidetracked talking to Andrew. And I forgot because I saw the chest expander and I got sidetracked. And I forgot all about the buzzsaw bench. But they have upgraded the buzzsaw bench. And so that's something that I think is great. They're saying that there's they're saying there's only one in stock, but the this is let me see here. But this is it right here. Because it came, hang on a second here. There's no way, because it's saying that there's only one in stock, but I know that I just got the email just now. All right, so let's try that. So bam. All right, so there we go. Now we can screen share. Now we got order restored. All right. So this is the buzzsaw bench. So this is the bench without attachments, right? Then, and that's in black. You can also get it in purple. You can get it with the preacher curl and attachment, the adapter. It comes. You also have an option for the leg extension, leg curl with adapter. Just depends on what you want to do. For me, because we've got the Freak Athlete, the most attractive thing for me is the attachment to turn it into that. So that I can do decline crunches. I can sort of do that on the Hyper Pro now, but it's just not as, for lack of a better word, comfortable as it would be on something like this. And just as important to me is being able to do decline bench work, because that I cannot do on the Hyper Pro. I got the Freak Athlete Hyper Pro. I tried one time to do decline bench on it, and I never even finished the attempt because it just wasn't working out. It was just a dumb idea. So we're currently looking for a decline bench option, and this buzzsaw bench is my number one option that I'm interested in for that purpose. And so that's definitely on my radar to get that, to get the buzzsaw bench, and it just came out. They have, so the upgrades are, it's got 8 back angles, 3 seat settings, 1,000-pound capacity. It's what they've upgraded on it is the vinyl. So if they've made the vinyl grippier, and it's got the laser cut angle markers and all that. But I like the fact that they've upgraded the vinyl to make it grippier, because again, my plan is to use it as a bench press assistance workbench, or if Naomi's using our other bench, then I can use this, for maybe rows or something like that. Then I can use this bench to bench on. And so I need it to be, basically I need all my benches grippy. Okay. That's like a life, that's a life credo. I need my benches grippy. Okay. If you needed something, a mantra for life, I need my benches grippy. And so that's that. Let's see here. Stop sharing there. All right. We're gonna come back to this comment in a little bit. Okay. I think you need to, number one, you need to stop using voice to speech to text, because it's not helping. Siri ain't helping you out, Carlos. All right. I'm not even gonna read that out. I'm just gonna say, I know that's not what you were trying to say. You're probably trying to say decline benches, but yeah, don't use speech to text, because Siri don't understand you. However, if you guys would like to check that out, the Bells of Steel, the Buzzsaw bench, or actually anything from Bells of Steel, and you want to support the channel, you can just do it by doing this. Go ahead, scan that QR code. It's got our affiliate link in it. It's not going to add any money. It's not going to affect you. It's not going to add to your cost in any way, but it does support the channel. So if you guys want to support the channel and you want to check out the Bells of Steel Buzzsaw bench, if you want to check out their new dip belts, that's also something else I've been checking out, because we need a new dip belt, I need a dip belt. Our dip belt, our dip belt dates back to 2006, I think. I've had that dip belt since 2006. It's given its all. It's time for me to get a different one. It's starting to, like, the chain on it is starting to pinch. It's just not comfortable. So I'm going to get another dip belt, and I'm planning on buying the dip belt from Bells of Steel. So if you guys would like to shop the Bells of Steel store, please go ahead, scan that QR code and go shop it. Or if you would prefer to not do that, if you just want to, you can go to the shopping button here on YouTube, click that shopping button, and the Buzzsaw bench the Bells of Steel Buzzsaw bench is in the shopping button for this particular video. So go ahead and check that out. All right. Crunches. Okay. So actually, I thought you were saying decline benches, but you said decline crunches. Okay. All right, Carlos. Hey, look, I'm just telling you. Don't see. Siri cannot be trusted. I'm just telling you that now. And she's listening right now, but she can't be trusted. You better verify before you hit send. All right. I'm just telling you, that's another life lesson, kids. If you use speech to text, verify before you hit send. All right. Next item, we got Bells. We already talked about that. Bear Steel Equipment has got their leg extension leg curl that they had at HomeGymCon. They've got that up, and they were I'm not sure how many of you guys got a chance to check it out, but everybody I saw checking it out was pretty happy with it. So this is it now. So it's available. It's got 3x3 tubing. You guys can see the holes. It's got 1-inch holes. So that's a good shot of it right there. It's very, very compact. It's 53 inches long, 67.1 inches tall, and it's only 39.6 inches wide. So less than 4 feet wide. So from that garage door to this side of the seat, it's only 39.6 inches. So it's less than 4 feet from that garage door over there in terms of the picture you're looking at. It's standard, comes standard with aluminum pulleys, and the weight stack is a 1-to-1 ratio. Sean has listed it at 286 pounds, 130 kilograms. And then, of course, he sells a stacked weight pin. So if you need more weight than that, you can get one of those in the exact same place that you get the leg extension leg curl. Now, I will caution you that these are currently being made to order, but shipping is included. So if you order it, Sean is saying that it's approximately 16 weeks lead time. Okay, but you're also gonna there's another thing too that I want to point out. Sean says if you order this, you're also going to get parallel handles, and you're going to get flat leg curl padding with support handles. Okay, so you're going to get a made-to-order piece of equipment, the most recent upgrade based upon user feedback from HomeGymCon, and you just got to be patient. But hey, look, if you already don't have a leg extension leg curl, you've lived your entire life without one. 16 weeks and you'll get it. All right. So if you order it now, I would say, what's that? You'll definitely have it before Christmas, right? So call it a Christmas present. They're retailing for $2,749.95. So if this is something you're in the market for, go ahead and I strongly encourage you guys to consider Bare Steel equipment. Sean has a lot of quality products, and I'm not at all. I know this is going to be yet another quality product from him. Bargin Review says, I'm super excited to see all these companies put out leg extension, leg curl machines. So let's put a pin in that. Let's pause and talk about that for a second. And then we'll do Recliner of Rage. So what I think is interesting is how things go in cycles, right? Because when I first got into the home gym space back in 2001, people were just trying to recreate what they could get from a commercial gym, right? Because most of us worked at a commercial gym. Then for whatever reason, we started working out at home. We want to just duplicate what we had at a commercial gym. So you saw a lot of selectorized pieces of equipment. Then Greg Glassman wrote an article on the CrossFit main site because people were talking about how CrossFit box fees were too expensive. And he said, you could do CrossFit in your garage gym, right? And because of that, a lot of garage gyms started a lot of people started getting garage gyms to do CrossFit because they were like, oh, CrossFit's hot. This is like the thing. I want to give it a try. You just do the workout of the day, and I will figure it out. Even if I don't know what any of this stuff is, we're gonna figure it out. So I'll just be on CrossFit in my garage. I just order this stuff, and so it's a huge demand. So you started seeing all of these companies coming out, and they were basically giving you stuff from a CrossFit-centric perspective, right? So, for example, if you wanted a bench press, you still had to go for a long time, go to what we were doing in the past, which was finding stuff that was a high school is upgrading their weight room and they're getting rid of all their old stuff. So we still had to do that for a while, unless you wanted to pay top dollar for something from Eleiko or Ivanko or something like that in terms of like a bench or whatever, or a combo rack. And then, things started to slowly change. And now I'm seeing a return to people wanting more out of their home gym because they're like, I don't do CrossFit. So why should I have just this bare bone? Why should my garage look like a miniature CrossFit box when I don't do CrossFit? I want to be able to do stuff that my friends do when they go to gyms, or when I go to a gym when I travel out of town. I want that stuff. I don't need, I want some machinery, right? Also, you got people aging, and so they're like, hey, maybe I don't want to do pull-ups anymore. Maybe I want to do pull-downs. That's a mistake. Don't do that. Yeah. So I'm not surprised that we're seeing a lot more selectorized stuff in the home gym space. But yeah, that's a good comment. So Carlos is the king of Amazon finds, says he uses a Rim Sports dip belt and says held it for 4 years and counting. Yeah, I mean, I get that. I want to like buy my last dip belt. I don't want to like shop for dip belts every few years. So I know Bells still makes good stuff. And yes, I am going to buy it, pay for it, full price, because I do buy stuff from them as well as have the affiliate link with them. But yeah, that's what I want to do. Get the Bells Still dip belt. All right. Are you guys ready? Stop trying to delay me, Carlos, because you're the subject of the next segment, because you know what it's time for. That's right. Right before Chip. I see Chip backstage. We're going to bring you on. But before we do that, I got to go off real quick. All right, ready, set? It's the Recliner of Rage.
It's the Recliner of Rage, because he's not happy.
So, Today's recliner, I'm staying calm. Today's recliner of rage is dedicated to Carlos. Sorry, I said I was gonna be calm. But Carlos, all right, y'all remember Carlos was risking his life every day, okay? Every time he used the bench, he was risking his life. So we got together, the community was like, Carlos, you need an actual bench. You're gonna die one day and nobody gonna find your body until they realize you're late for work. So we're like, all right, let's get him a bench. So we got Carlos a bench. I said that all you gotta do, Carlos, for this bench is I need you to do a review of the bench, right? He said, okay, I'll do it. Now, I'm here wondering, like, hey man, where's this bench? Where's this bench review at? He gives me little teasers. The bench is great. He posts picture in the community post section. Thank you. All right. But I need my video review. I'm like, where's this thing? Where's the bench review? Okay. Now, in Carlos' defense, I do have the bench review in my possession now. Okay. But what I also have in my possession is some evidence of what Carlos was doing instead of my bench review. Look at this dude here. Look at that. This is a grown man in a public space at the movie theater. Yeah, that's Carlos right there. That's Carlos right there at the Smurf thing, okay? Look at this dude. Look at that. This is a grown man, okay? He got kids, grandkids as well. Look at this dude. I don't know if you got grandkids, but he might have. But look at this grown man, got his little dumbbells right there, dressed as Hefty Smurf, okay? The time it took to put all that on was time that could have been spent shooting my bench video review, okay? Now look at this. I want to tell you, before I show you this next picture, I want you to understand, and Carlos told me, so he knew this in advance, okay? You're actually not supposed to wear face paint at the movie theater because if you guys remember, there was a tragic shooting in 2012 in Aurora, Colorado. This dude put on face paint, went to the screening of The Dark Knight Rises, and he, and the gunman, and then he shoots these people, right? And he had face paint on. So now movie theaters are like, you can't be showing up with face paint on. Does Carlos care? No, he's uncoachable. So look at this dude in here. Kids scared. Everybody trying not to make. I mean, does that not look creepy? Look at that dude sitting in the movie theater with and what is that on his head? I know what that's supposed to be. That's a Smurf hat on his head. But come on, man. You see how look at in the very back. I don't know if y'all can see, but if you look at like the 1 o'clock to Carlos, there's a dude all the way up at the top, and he is looking dead at Carlos like he's waiting for Carlos to do something crazy. I'm sorry. He's already doing something crazy because he's dressed like that, but waiting for him to do something crazier, okay? Crazy and violent, all right? Got kids scared, and Carlos does not care that you're not supposed to wear face paint. Now, this is the last straw. This is the last thing he sent me, okay? Look at this. Look at this. He sent me that. I'm like, don't send me these. Send me my bench video. Where is the bench video, Carlos? And he finally sent me the bench video, but I still can't I definitely am never going to forget that he sent me this, that I've had this in my phone. I've had this picture. I don't even know why you even pose this way, Carlos. You're a grown man, all right? I don't know why this. Do you know when something's in your phone, it actually never gets deleted, even if you delete it? I don't care what they say. They can always recover it. So if somebody ever finds my phone, they could somehow find this picture of Carlos. Then they're going to start questioning me, like, what I got going on in my life, all right? Carlos, come on, man. Come on, man, Carlos. No. Your grandkids are watching. They saw granddad do a thing that he shouldn't. JBTV, you understand. Do not encourage him. This is not, look, all I'm saying is, if you want to go and violate local movie theater policies and risk going to jail, at least shoot my video first and then go get arrested, okay? That's all I'm asking. I'm not knocking what you do to get by, Carlos. I'm just saying, send me my bench videos on time. Don't send me pictures of yourself dressed as a Smurf. That's just, oh my God. That's the word of the day is exasperation. Okay? Exasperation. Because Carlos is uncoachable. No, I didn't want you to show your tail, Carlos. I've already deleted the pictures. I'm not pulling them back up. I've deleted all the pictures. You just need to, no, Carlos. You don't, no. You need to change your ways. All right. That was Recliner Rage dedicated to Carlos. And you know what was funny about this is I think this might be the third or fourth Recliner Rage dedicated to Carlos because he is uncoachable. You didn't do it for the kids. You did it for yourself. You told me yourself that the kids were scared of you. The children were scared of you when they saw you, Carlos. You're uncoachable. You need to change your ways. Stop it. Stop it. I'm going to say like, stop it. Okay? All right. Anyway, so we've got my guest Chip Birdie is backstage, and I'm going to go ahead and bring him on in just a second, but we're going to do two different things first. All right, so the first item is we are going to add our friends from LinkedIn to this stream. So let's go ahead and add them there. Boom. All right, let's go ahead and add LinkedIn. All right, that's step one. All right, now shout out to the Central Time Zone. It is almost 7 o'clock in Eastern Time, which will make it 6 o'clock Central Time Zone. Good morning. Thank you for getting up way too early with Garage Gym Life. If this is your first time checking out the show, please do me a favor and hit the like button and hit subscribe. If you're watching on LinkedIn, welcome. And I need you to follow our show page, Up Way Too Early with Garage Gym Life here on LinkedIn. That way we can help our show page grow. And it'll just make it a lot easier to stream and to give exposure to the brands who provide the equipment that make the home gym community possible. I think that a lot of times we're really hard on brands, but we need to remember that if they don't make the equipment, we got very substandard. I'm not saying we won't have stuff to work out on because we're very creative, but we've got some very substandard things to work out on, and our quality of life would not be anywhere near what it is. So I like giving brands the exposure, and you can make it easier for me to do that by simply following our show page, Up Way Too Early on Up Way Too Early with Garage Gym Life on LinkedIn. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and just as important, share the video with somebody else who you think will enjoy this content, all right? Because the word needs to spread about Carlos and his activities, okay? All right. Oh, so let's go ahead. Chip, are you ready? All right, so let's go ahead and bring on our first guest. Just in time, my guy. We've got, well, I'll bring him on first. All right, so here we go. First guest is Chip Birdie. He is from the Figjam Reviewer YouTube channel. Chip, thank you for getting up early. What's up, man? What's up, man? Thanks for getting up way too early.
It's early. I'm definitely not a morning person. So.
Oh, we'll fix that. You say that, man, but you have actually been on the you've watched the show often. So do you watch it normally? Do you normally watch the show like on replay, or do you watch it? Because I thought you watch it live.
Sometimes I get on live between 7 and 8. I'm on Eastern time zone, so that's not quite as early, but
okay. So you're Eastern time.
Eastern time, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's wrong. So yeah.
So it's not that early, relative.
Yeah. Nah. Well, I've been up since I wake up this morning. 2:30. No, I didn't wake up on purpose at 2:30. I just woke up at 2:30.
That's actually fair because the dogs got me up at 1 this morning to go out.
Same. Same. We are dog sitting so we have our dog, and we're dog sitting for our son, and he's out of town, and so yeah, and they're little dogs. So our dog is a big dog. She's calm. These are little dogs. They're not. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all right, but you know what I mean? Like the slightest little thing and they're like, right. So I heard them and I was like, man. So I woke up and then I couldn't go back to sleep. So I just said the heck with it. And no, I just stayed up. But normally I get up on show days. I normally get up at 4. I get up at 4 a.m. That gives me time to do some of the stuff I have to do because the platform it only lets me do so much ahead of time.
Right.
So I have to do some things like if I exit the studio, all that stuff gets erased. Ask me how I found that out. All right. I was not happy. That was Recliner Raised that day. All right. So anyway, yeah, so I normally get up at 4 to get everything all set up. And do there people in the live chat for this show at 4 a.m. when I turn the computer on? There are already people in the live chat.
Wow.
That is crazy. So that's when I'm like, hey, let's say what's up to whoever's in the live chat or whatever, and I start to show that those people have been there since like 4.
That's
and
wild.
that's that. Hey, I'm humbled. I'm honored. Just like I'm honored that you're here, man. You got a channel that I think has some really, really good stuff. You don't have you've got 58 videos, but I would say that every one of your videos is impactful. Like whenever so I don't even know how many videos I have and I'm not even talking about YouTube Shorts, but I don't even know how many long form videos I have. Somewhere, some of those, you go back, you're like, I probably would, maybe I don't need that one. I could delete that one. I've gotten better since then or whatever. When I look at your channel, I don't see anything that 10 years from now, I think this stuff is evergreen and it's still just as impactful and still as good as it was when you first put it out. Like the gym cleaning one, it's all like stuff that, even your training videos is all stuff that I think people can benefit from. So, that's a big reason why I wanted to have you on here.
No, I appreciate that. Thanks for having me, first off.
Of course.
Yeah, that's kind of been my approach, at least initially. I would like to get more content out. I know we're going to touch on that later. But yeah, that was one of my goals, with any long form video that I, release, is to, really kind of put the effort into it to make it look good, make it, something that people are going to want to watch.
Right.
But also digestible. I usually shoot for that 6 to 10 minute mark video. I know in today's world, short form seems to be the hot ticket because people's attention spans are not very long. But so thank you very much. I appreciate that.
So you say that, I'm gonna go. I'll stop sharing the screen. I'll pull it back up in a second. But you say that, but that's one reason why I was so surprised when I saw some of the HomeGymCon videos. Like Jungle Gym Reviews had a 3-hour video, and people watched it. People are watching it because I think that I don't know, this is just how I look at it because of my habit patterns. So I watch some stuff because I'm trying to learn about YouTube.
Sure.
So I try to pick something that's interesting to me. Right. And then I don't watch like the videos when you get on YouTube and you're like, how do I do this? How to grow your whatever. I hate those because every one of the people who makes those videos, this is a public service announcement. People who make videos about how to grow on YouTube, their entire channel is based upon how to grow on YouTube. So they haven't really built channels about any content of substance. Right. It's like, if I'm a real I'm trying to teach you about real estate and I've never actually bought and sold a house. You know what I mean? So I like to learn about YouTube by looking at successful channels and seeing what they do and look for patterns.
Right.
Everybody does this, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So what I say is when it's something that I'm interested in, it can be on for a long time. And then I also have like another category of stuff that I'll put on. Okay, I'm on the treadmill, so I'll watch this on the treadmill. But I wouldn't watch it anywhere else. Right. Captive audience. All right. Then there's stuff that I might have on in the background if I'm lifting. So that's the pumping iron category of things, right? All right, throw pumping iron on and just go. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I think it depends. Is that a 2-hour movie? So it's like it just depends on what the content is. For you, do you think that I know I didn't plan on asking you this.
That's all right.
But for you, do you think that it's truly the attention span, or is it dependent on the type of content that governs whether or not somebody will watch the whole thing all the way through?
That's a great question. I can tell you personally, if I see a YouTube video that's 1, 2, 3 hours long, I'm not going to click on it at all. Okay. That's just because that to me, that's overwhelming. That's just a daunting task to think about a 3-hour long YouTube video.
Oh, it's like a homework assignment.
Right. Yeah. I mean, even if it's phenomenal content, I have watched some of the longer ones. I have found myself turning on some of the longer form videos while I'm working. So it almost turns into white noise in the background, and it will I can absorb most of the information. But to just sit down and like engage in a video for that long, I can't do it. And so maybe, I'm biasing my answer earlier by saying that attention spans are shorter, because maybe just mine's shorter. I don't know.
So right there, I went ahead and I threw this up there. That way people can go check out your channel, because as you just said, your stuff is bite-sized. All right. Pause. You've got like easily digestible short content. But so whenever, and for me, again, I spend long hours just like sometimes I'm not actually watching the YouTube video. I'm listening to it while I'm driving down the road. So that's another thing too. So then if it's too, I'm like, all right, so I got a 45-minute commute, or I've got a 3-hour. Okay, so let's say I'm going to HomeGymCon. All right, well, 5 hours. I would like something that's long enough to go. Maybe I'll do like a playlist of, short. So maybe the voices change or whatever.
Sure.
But I want stuff that's, gonna go with me. All right. And what if I'm not the one driving? Now I'm actually, I am watching it,
Right.
And so it's like, yeah. So sometimes it just depends on like the mood, like I said, the topic and all that.
Absolutely.
So these guys are gonna kill me if I don't jump back in the comment section, because we've got 9 comments since you came on. So let's see here. Let's see. Weird Angle Wednesdays representing. Here we go. Yes. I know it. Here we go. Figjam. That's it. I just think that's the name right there. I'm like, that by itself should get you some subscribers. All right. Just yeah. Anyway, Matthew, I'm telling you, and my Chip, you can vouch for it, that there's a ton of people who grow on YouTube by talking about growing on YouTube, and they sucker all the people who just got into it. You know what I mean? I'm not making this up, man. Jason said that mustache gets more glorious every day. So, hey,
Appreciate
I cannot deny it. I would like to get, so Kim from Barbell Rescue has shaved, or he's trimmed it. Now he's just got a goatee and a beard. He looks reasonable. Kurt from Kurt Locker, he's got a full beard, so you can't even notice the mustache, so it doesn't stand out. So it kind of feels like you are the only one. You're gonna be the figurehead of the glorious mustache revolution. So that's a heavy responsibility. Are you ready for this?
I'm feeling it.
Okay, I don't know, man. I'm just saying.
I'm feeling the pressure already.
Hey, look, we're gonna get you a mustache sponsor. We're gonna make sure you're good, because we can't. Hey, this man's a national treasure. We're gonna protect him at all costs. All right, him and his facial hair. We're gonna protect him at all costs. Let's actually talk about stuff that we plan on talking about. This is what I'm talking about. I love this show, man. Okay, one more. All right, so Barb Jim Review says, since starting YouTube, you cannot imagine how many suggested videos I get about growing my channel. It's all from people who have no idea what you do. They're all saying the same generic stuff, and yeah, whatever. And Matt says the mustache adds 25 pounds to lifts. Okay, and he said he's in the UK, so he said, notice I did the conversion. Hey man, we'll get you on the imperial system and the right way of living. Yes. Garage Gym Jake says home gym mustache. I'm telling you, I mean, that's truly an ear-to-ear mustache. That's what I'm saying. It's like when you smile, like bam, like that. It's like a banner. I love that, man. That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's talk about you a little bit and your journey, because I want to hear about this. So you started your home gym journey in 2013. You sold the house where you had your original home gym. Then you built a new house. Got to have somewhere to live. And it seems like you purposefully set aside space for the home gym, right? And then you released a video where you kind of updated that same space. So it was so as of last count, your most recent video is, and I need to look at it, I'm gonna make sure, is Home Gym Tour 3.0. Okay, well, Home Gym 3.0 update.
Right.
That's from a year ago. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Home Gym 3.0. Then you had the Home Gym 3.0 update. All right. So tell me, go ahead and just unpack that journey a little bit, and then maybe while you're doing that, let's talk about maybe some lessons you learned along the way that you can give as advice to somebody if they're starting their journey.
Sure, absolutely. Today. And actually, part of the advice is firsthand that I experienced. So I started my home gym in 2013. with literally an adjustable bench, a set of power blocks, some bands, medicine balls. Just, my work had a wellness program that essentially they would reimburse you up to 50% of home gym equipment up to $300 per year. So if you spent $600, you got $300 back. So that first year I spent $600 on equipment. I got reimbursed $300, rinse and repeat the year after that. And that's just kind of how I began growing my home gym. It was and that was in, I guess, essentially home gym 1 was when I bought my first power rack, which was a Titan T2. I know how you feel about Titan. I have mixed emotions on Titan because I bought that at the end of 2014.
Yeah, mine aren't mixed at all.
I know. Well, here's what's funny is
go ahead.
So I bought that rack. It was the T2. I bought it at the end of 2014. And I remember having a conversation with a buddy of mine that at the time it was basically Rogue, Titan, and I want to say maybe Rep was really early on in their, home gym lifespan where they were, as an option, as a viable option. And I went with Titan based off of, believe it or not, customer service reviews were really, really good for them at the time. And I did have an issue with one of the cross members. It took them about a month to get me a replacement, but they did take care of it for me. So I consider that home gym 1.0. I actually sold that house, bought another house. That was home gym 2.0. And then when we sold that house and built the one we're in now, that's how I consider this home gym 3.0. So 3 homes, 3 home gyms in way too short of a time period. But I've already had conversations with my wife that we are not planning to move for a very, very long time. And if she decides that she wants to move, she is more than welcome to, but I'm staying with the house.
What an ultimatum. You go wherever you want. Me and the weights are staying here. Mustache too.
A big reason behind that is I'm very, very happy with the state of the home gym now. Right. So again, that was just kind of a very high level overview of that process. So then the home gym 3.0 update video was really just about a year after posting the initial gym tour to kind of walk through things that I'd added on. I actually didn't make any I didn't rearrange equipment or move anything around. It was just equipment that I had added to the gym over that last year. Because as we all know, the home gym's never done. We're constantly looking for, new things to add. So
I think so. There's a bunch in there. Right?
That's a lot.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like I said, you kind of there's a thing that's like there's a difference between when you move in a house and it's like I want to. So like when we moved in the house we're in now, we had gym equipment. And in fact, let me go back further. So I when I started my home gym journey, it was I had a loft apartment. So had I known I was going to have a home gym, I would never have got a loft apartment. But I thought it was cool. I was like in my early 20s. I said, man, look, all right. So I had a loft apartment, and I was like, and I realized that going to a gym is just not something I could do. I've never had a gym membership. I worked at a gym, so I didn't have to pay for it. Before that, I was working out of school, so it's included in your student fees. And when I was in the Marine Corps, I worked out on base, right? So I never had gym membership. So I said, all right, I want to have, I want to work out. And so I got some dumbbells. It wasn't really a home gym. It was like a home workout space. Well, then I got a place, moved into a house, and they had a shed. And that's when I started thinking about it, because by this time now I'm like, okay, well, I'm getting more and more stuff. I don't have room for it in this loft apartment. So I started thinking about, well, when I get this place, I'm still renting, but I was like, I need a place that's got somewhere for my weights, right? So, but there's a difference between going to a house where you've got equipment already and you kind of figure out where in the house your stuff will fit, and building the place and deciding, hey, I'm going to build a thing specifically for this activity. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
That's
sure.
why I had to like pause. It's like how do you even approach that? Like, do you design it the way you designed all the other rooms, or did you say, okay, so for example, you're sitting in there right now, you've got high ceiling clearance. Is that the height of the ceiling in the rest of the house? Or did you have higher ceilings in the gym to account for equipment? You see what I'm saying? It's like that's what I mean. It's like there's a lot of different factors that go into that I have never had to think about because I've always moved to a place and just repurposed a room. So what was it like for you?
Yeah. So when we were having conversations with the builder, it was a custom build, but there were some things that we were restricted on, as to what we could change, so far as like the floor print, I guess, the floor space, how everything's going to be laid out. Ceiling heights, for example, this is the bonus room above the garage. And we'll talk more about that in a second. But, the ceiling heights were what the ceiling heights were. You can see this ceiling here is, this is only about
it's sloped.
It's sloped, because of the pitch of the roof. This is, somewhere maybe 4.5 feet tall over here. So I do actually lose some ceiling space on this side of the room, which limits me to the bulk of the equipment being on the opposite wall. So there were some things like that. We actually looked at doing a basement, but at the time it was completely out of the budget to even do an unfinished basement. So that didn't really work out for us. But then as we were having conversations, I knew that I was going to have the gym in the house because I'd had a gym in the house at that point for 7 or 8 years. We circled back around to, well, he said, what I can do is I can add additional engineered I-beams. So the engineered I-beams that they lay to support the bonus room above the garage are traditionally, I guess, 16 inches on center.
Okay.
He did every 12 inch on center. So, I mean, over the
your floor can handle more.
The floor can handle more weight. Now,
gotcha.
A couple of caveats with that. It still doesn't mean that I can go crazy and load this place with, as much stuff as I want. I've still got to be very strategic in how I lay out the equipment. For example, I've got the rack against the wall with the plates, on the back of the rack. That's going to be as close to the supporting wall as possible.
Right.
I also know, because we built the house, exactly where, this is funny, I know where the subflooring is. And so I know, for example, the rack actually spans 3 different pieces of subfloor of the 4x8 plywood of the subfloor. Well, that's expanding over, 4x8, 4x8, 4x8. That's distributing that load over a wider space.
Right.
So it's little things like that. Trying to get as much stuff up on the wall as possible. The gun rack up on the wall versus, having like a vertical bar holder on the floor. Things like that I do to distribute the weight, but also reduce the amount of weight that's in the gym in total.
So let's talk about wall storage.
Yeah.
One of the things about storing stuff on the wall is a lot of times, you got to find the stud because, sheetrock isn't designed to hold. It's definitely not designed to hold Swiss bars and all that like that.
Right. So
did you do anything special with the walls to make sure that you'd be able to, it could hold the weight of your bars and things like that?
Yeah. It was fun. What was fun was during the process of building, we had the blueprints, initially. And so I immediately go to the Rogue Zeus Builder and start planning out and have almost a year to plan. I think I had 7 or 8 iterations of how things were going to be laid out. But I did decide early on that wall is where the bars were going to go. And in talking with the builder, I said, this is where I want to do this. This is where I want to do this. Any thoughts that you have? And he said, well, what are you planning to do? I said, well, it's probably going to be 8 bars. It'll be whatever that ends up being. I've got like a earthquake bar doesn't weigh very much. The axle bar is 25 pounds. So, it's not like 45 times 8, but it's still a decent amount of weight.
Right.
He ended up going in and adding an extra stud next to each stud where I was going to mount the gun rack. And so the nice part about that was I could actually measure that out from the wall before the sheetrock went up and had those measurements written down. So when I go to drill my, put my lag bolts in, drill my pilot holes from the lag bolts, I know exactly I'm going dead center of the stud. I was actually able to go like 47 inches apart. So that way, it's a much easier fit of the bar versus like 48. It gets a little bit tighter with the way that the rep gun rack is designed, where it pushes out a little bit further. So little things like that I was able to do because we did start from scratch.
Yeah.
Just made the build out process a lot easier when it came time to actually put the gym together.
Yeah, see, that's the kind of stuff that I was talking about when I said, lessons learned. It's like, hey, if you build it yourself, there are little things you can do to make it more user friendly. It may not work for anybody else if you decide to sell it. I know you said you're not going anywhere, but I mean, like, it's someone else who might decide to sell it. Like, hey, just remember, you purpose built this thing,
right?
And so the next person who gets it may not want to make it into a home gym. So what would they do with it?
Right.
My next question is, how hard was it to get the rack and all that stuff upstairs? Because you said it's above the garage.
It is.
Okay, let's talk about that for a little bit.
I would make the argument that it wasn't any more difficult than what someone might have to go through to get stuff down to a basement.
Well, that sucks because I've had to do that to help people. That was horrible. But okay, the reason why it's horrible is because every basement. Keep in mind that I grew up on the East Coast in Maryland, right? So a lot of people that I know with basements they have older homes that are the hallways are narrower because because it's like, okay, so you got to conserve heat and all that kind of stuff, right? But the annoying thing is every basement has this little dog leg that's unreasonable, and I'm like, how are you supposed to get anything down here if you don't have an entry door down there, right? So that's the difference. I'm assuming you don't have like an entry door because otherwise you'd be able to fly. So it's like how hard was that getting up the stairs? Is there an angle?
So it's kind of a little bit difficult to explain, but essentially, as you make the turn to go to the stairs to come up here, you turn left to go up the stairs, you turn right, you go into the master bedroom. So I was able to, like, as far as getting the uprights, I could literally just walk almost into the bedroom and then, come back the other way. It was just a lot of trips.
Gotcha.
It was a lot of trips. I mean, I've got about 465 pounds in plates, I think. And so, every 45, like, it was just one at a time. I mean, it was not worth trying to battle to take.
No, it's like, I'm not.
Yeah.
This isn't one of those all the groceries in one trip situations.
Right.
Nope.
For sure.
No.
So, and same thing with the bars, just kind of wiggling those. Honestly, though, getting those, around that corner into the master and then back up the stairs, not any more difficult than just maneuvering it into the power rack. So it was challenging. I know we had flooring to talk about. That's one thing that I would do different. I went with the tiles.
Okay.
And I can talk about why.
Yeah.
So I went with the tiles because I had used tiles in both previous home gyms. I literally had Happy Gilmore on yesterday while I was working, just noise in the background. That's funny.
Fun fact: Chip is what they called me when I was growing up. They said I was a chip off the old block. So I was just like my dad. Nice. So just imagine me but older. So if you went in there, that's my dad.
Love it.
But anyway, so go ahead.
So I had tiles in my in Home Gym 1.0 when I first got my rack. I had basically a 6x6 section of floor tiles, kind of out, not really in the middle of the floor, but only touching one wall in that gym. And then when we moved to the new house, I picked up a couple of more pieces to expand that out because I had a platform. In that house, because that was actually up on a third floor bonus room or a third floor bedroom.
You got to think about upstairs.
Upstairs, yeah. Actually, all three gyms have been upstairs. And in the first house, that house was built in 1927. So it was really not. But again, Titan T2, it's a 126-pound rack or something like that. Like, it doesn't weigh anything. Again, being very methodical with how I position things.
Sure.
So anyway, when I came into this channel, I'm going with the tiles again because I had been successful with the tiles. I had liked the tiles. I already had a handful of tiles from the previous builds that meant I didn't have to buy as much for this gym, right? Well, that's wrong because what these companies do is every year or two, they change the molding. Like, I guess the mold, if that's the right term. However, they used it to cut the tiles.
Okay.
where they won't match. So
that's to make sure you have to buy.
Yeah, so the 11 or 12 pieces that I had would not have fit
Yeah,
the
you got to
additional
sell those,
tiles.
get rid of those, and buy more. Yeah, okay.
So then I had to buy more.
Yeah.
And what I found out the hard way is that, even in brand new construction, custom build home, no wall is perfectly straight. And so when I'm starting in one corner and working my way out, the tiles aren't exactly like lining up perfectly. So then I pull it all up and I put it all down again. I'm still getting in some gaps here or there. Pull it all up, put it all down. 3 times I went through it. And I still ended up with just maybe 2 or 3 small gaps that are only visible if you look down and look at them. You can't feel them as you're walking. And so in hindsight, I would have gone with rolls, the 4-foot wide rolls.
Yeah.
Because then that makes it a little bit easier to go wall to wall. I would have had to get somebody to help me bring them up the stairs, and it would have cost me the same as what it cost for the tiles, because I had to go back and order additional tiles to get the square footage that I needed to make, because the other tiles didn't fit anymore. And
you'd have saved some frustration.
And I would have saved some frustration. Gotcha. So it would have been, hey, I need a buddy to help me get them up the stairs, because you talking about.
You could hire a crackhead. You can hire a crackhead just from anywhere. You get them to do all kinds of stuff.
Well, and the other thing I could have done is we had LVP put down on this floor. Normally it would have been carpet in this bonus room, but that was one of the things that I did up front was, hey, I want LVP put down because it's cheap. It's, you can beat it up pretty bad and it's pretty durable. But because I want to put the rubber flooring down.
Right.
Another option that I could have done was, and I think it was maybe $1,500 that we had to pay extra for the LVP.
Okay.
Which, by the time we go sell this house, if I destroy the LVP with the sweating and the, the mats being down there for 25 years, if I got to replace that in 25 years, like, I'm not missing that money, right?
Yeah, it's like it's paid for itself.
Right. But I could have, instead of LVP, maybe had him put down rubber flooring, had his crew put it down wall to wall. But then you get into this is also my home office, and so then my desk chair doesn't roll good on the mats, possibly, and I don't know. I just decided it would be easier long term just to go with LVP and then put the rubber flooring on top of it, and that's what I ended up doing. So
now you got me just thinking about it. It's like you know, as I'm rearranging your home gym in your office, it's like, because to me it's like, they have those mats that you can put under a desk. Yeah. So you could just say, okay, well, this is what's there. It's like the opposite. Like we put gym mats down on other things. Like, the gym flooring is what's the general surface, and then I'll put this other stuff down for my desk area, or whatever. I am actually kind of like, we're going all over the place now, because now you got my mind doing like this, which is, I see now when you do your collaborations, that's probably what ends up happening. People like, y'all just start, okay.
We like to go down the rabbit holes.
I see that, and you're the common denominator, so I'm saying it's your fault. Okay. All right, I'll say that I figured that out right away. But because I'm thinking like, so you did the video on cleaning, so the spaces that you said are there, does that interfere with your ability to clean? Because that's the thing that frustrates me at my gym. There's always a crack.
Yeah,
it's like I get all the dust. Wait a minute, what is that? And I'm like, well, how do I get this out of there? So I'm there with the broom, like trying to just get this one little, because if you leave it, it's gonna grow. Right. So okay.
Yeah, no, they're pretty marginal. And I mean, the good thing is, like, specifically like in where the power rack is, where I'm squatting, you couldn't even tell that there's tile. I mean, it's perfect there. It's just some of like I said, 2 or 3 spots throughout the entire room, and this is probably 24-ish by 11.5, I think. Was how much flooring I ordered. So to have just a few gaps like that, it's a little aggravating, but at the end of the day, like I said, I mean, I gave it a good effort. After putting it down and, bringing it back up 3 different times to try to get it to line up, I was just like, what, this has got to be good enough, because otherwise I'm going to.
It's great now. I've decided it's fine. Right. I've decided it's fine. All right. So let's jump into the chat. So Matt, who's in the UK, and that's actually made me think about something. So Matt built his home gym in his backyard, right? So It's his back garden gym, shed gym, as we would say over here. Yeah. But he built it from the ground up, right? And He says, I can't move house at this point. It'd be too difficult to haul on my strongman stuff. But what that made me think about is, did you consider just doing an ADU and putting your gym equipment in it, or your home office? So additional dwelling unit.
Yeah.
So basically a spare building.
You know, it's
that might mess with your taxes, but didn't this room mess with your taxes too?
Well, no, because I don't claim my home office anymore.
Oh, okay.
Since the changes that happened, I think in 2017, you know, itemizing, the standard is always going to be higher than itemization. Gotcha. I did deduct the home office prior to that, and it was in a different room at that point. But I actually ran into our builder the other day, and I haven't seen him in several years, but he's building another house out here. And we were having that conversation because my wife wants to expand our house to like have room for her parents to move in. Well, that's like ridiculously expensive. Like, that's not going to happen. I said, one thing we could do would be to put a shed out, like do a shed out in the back, put my gym in there, and then move the kids upstairs, and then let the parents have, you know, that one side of the house where the kids' rooms are. So that's definitely not off the table, I guess, to answer your question. For right now, you know, we're in a good place. Our needs are being met. And so, you know, if it ain't broke, don't break it. But definitely a potential or possibility for the future.
Yeah, I just thought it's like, it does affect your taxes. And they have like rules, like, you know, it's got to look like it. If you put up an extra building, it's got to look like the rest of the house.
Sure.
So it's got to look like everything was built at the same time, even if they were built 20 years apart or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think they have like a thing to. It's been a while since I've thought about this and investigated this, but here at least they had a thing where it's like, depending on what it looks like and what kind of size building it is, whether it can be visible from the street.
Oh, interesting.
They got all kinds of regulations for how to tax you on your own property.
I'm sure.
It's all out there. So let's see. We got the Kurt Locker. I said his name out loud, and it's some of them. He said, Chip. Jared Martin says, Big Chip, good morning, all. And of course, my guy, Joe Echeverria, whose name I never say quietly, says, good morning, John and Chip, which is weird to me because, like I said, growing up, my name was Chip, right? So when I hear John and Chip, I'm like, what? You just said my name twice. Yeah. Let's see here. Matthew Porter, what's up? He said, good morning, Chip. Your fan club is waking up and they're arriving. I see your question. We're going to get to your question right in a second, Bar Gym Reviews. But I want to make sure that people are aware of this. I don't know if this is out there or not, but I don't know if y'all know, but man who parks in Gym 5 saves 5% at Prime Fitness here. Just letting people know that. Nice. I don't know if that's out there or not.
I messaged him last night. I said, I'm gonna try to slide that in there if I get the opportunity. You did it for me there.
That's like the catchphrase. I'm like, I just throw that in there for no reason. I don't even make anything off of it, obviously, but I was like, I just think it's funny to just start saying it. That's actually probably his sales pitch. He's like, I'm gonna make people think it's so funny that now people it's gonna be a meme and the word just gets out there. And next, you know, he retires. He's a millionaire.
Yeah, it's not bad marketing.
We're all telling jokes. Yeah, not bad. Hey, well done, Jason. So Bar Gym Review said, how have horse stall mats not been mentioned?
Great question.
So my response to that is, and actually this is a great time to say this. I feel like I have to say it like once every couple months. You don't have to put weird chemicals and whatnot to get the smell out of your horse stall mats. All right. All those videos that tell you buy this thing to do that, my conspiracy theory heart says those videos were made by people who make the chemicals or who have some affiliate link with the chemicals that they're telling you to buy. Okay. You don't need simple green. You don't need anything. What you need to do is stick your mats in the sun and let the heat of the sun, which is free as of right now, the sun is free. Stick it out in the sun and let the heat from the sun accelerate the off-gassing of the VOCs. And that's why an old horse stall mat doesn't smell as bad as a new horse stall mat. All right. Just let it off-gas. The hotter the day it is, the better. So if you want to buy horse stall mats, get them in the summer. Get them in the summertime. Don't buy them in the winter. Get them in the summer. Just stick them outside. Leave them out. Nobody will steal your horse stall mats. Even a crackhead won't steal your horse stall mat. All right. Leave it outside. Just let it off-gas for about a day or so. Then you take it inside and you should be good. And you can wash it if you want at that point. But I'm just saying, that's really all you got to do. All right. But for your space, given that your bedroom is like what, right? Maybe 20 feet away, I can understand not wanting horse stall mats right near your bedroom.
Well,
So,
they're also much heavier. So again, when I'm thinking about total weight capacity of the room, I'm not anywhere.
yeah.
I'm not anywhere. I am not, and I will not ever be anywhere near the total max capacity. But every little thing adds up, right? So
Right.
just the difference in 3/4 inch stall mats versus 8mm or 3/8 inch rubber tiles.
Right.
That little bit of weight difference across the size of the room, it adds up. It just So that was one of the goals for me, was to keep the total weight down. I've got a deadlift platform for deadlifting. Besides that, you don't need anything more than 8mm or 3/8, in my opinion, for just general, training.
I agree with that, especially because so many dumbbells are now rubber coated as well. And, I mean, when I was working in the gyms, I worked at a YMCA when I was fresh out of college.
Me too.
And they you remember how like they had the carpet down in the weight room? So they this carpet down, and then they would put rubber flooring underneath specific pieces of equipment that they thought, well, you might drop weights, like a dumbbell or something like that.
Right.
But under like the cardio stuff, it's just carpet.
Right.
There's no. I remember because I had to vacuum all of it.
Yeah,
so,
and they're not doing anything thicker than probably 3/8.
No, not at all. It's like, it's really us in the home gym community. I think you got to have horse stall mats or rubber flooring over the entire thing. You really don't.
Well, they are cost effective. Like, I 100% get that. Just for me in my use case, like, that just wasn't a good fit. It wasn't a good option regardless of the cost. So yeah, I had to pay more, for what I put down. But it fits my needs in this space.
All right. He says I use the off-gassing and smelling salt.
Oh.
That's
Oh.
Don't do that, kids. Don't do that. You're like when I don't remember if I have this on video or not, but this is a HomeGymCon, not the last one, but the one before that, when I turned around and I'm seeing Tim Stewart and Kayvon Kuzani. So Tim from Gym Crafter and Kayvon from Bells of Steel. They're standing like 3 feet away from me and they're sniffing the bumper plates. And I'm like, what is going on over there? I was like, I introduced y'all. You were talking. I turn away. I turn back around and you're sniffing bumper plates. Like, what's going on over there? Like, anyway, that's it. So you said that this is your home office that you're in. So I think that answers one of my questions where I was saying, like, your gym doesn't really have posters on the wall except for that Carolina Panthers. God bless you. Yeah. But you can't really have a bunch of the other stuff, especially if you're gonna do like Zoom calls and stuff. You can't have like some of the crazier gym banners or whatever on the wall. Is that why your gym seems to be pretty clean, or is it the fact that you purpose built it? It's like a lot of times we put banners up to personalize the space.
Yeah.
I mean, but you built the space, so you don't need to personalize it. It already is personal.
That's a good question. I used to do a blurred background or add some sort of like background to my call. So that's really a non-issue. But actually, I was looking around the other day. I don't really have any wall space right now for banners, posters, because of how much stuff I have stored on the wall.
Gotcha.
I mean, you can see this wall right here. I mean, between the AbMat medicine balls.
But I noticed you found room for the Carolina Panthers fathead. He's like, we got just enough.
That's actually made out of layered plywood. My buddy I used to work with handmade that for me.
Oh, wow.
It's layered plywood screwed together, so it's almost like three-dimensional.
Okay.
He was selling them, this is probably 10 years ago now, to raise money to adopt his daughter.
Like, and that's how we did this.
Yeah. Very, very cool stuff. So anyway, yeah, that's the one I've got. And everything else, though, I mean, I've got a TV on the wall that, again, it's just for background noise because I usually don't watch TV while I'm lifting. Okay. In the office area, I've got a couple of things up, but it's really mostly just like gym stuff being stored on the wall. And so to avoid trying to like squeeze in banners here or there, and then all of a sudden it gets to be a little too much, really just kind of looking for that clean,
I got you.
Simple look.
I got you. We have a question on you. Spencer wants to. He said he's waiting on Tractor Supply to make white fleck horse stall mats. Keep on waiting, homie. And, let's see. Joey said we stand. See, this is the Massonomics influence right now. He said we stand horse stall mats. Hey, I don't sure. And let's see here. But there's a question for you. Joey wants to know if you've broken the news that you're in for HomeGymCon 2026 yet.
Hoping
Come
so.
on now.
I'm hoping so. I'm really hoping to.
Everybody's doing it.
I know. This is
peer pressure. Come on now.
I'm really hoping that I can make it work next year.
You'll be the only mustache as far as we can tell. You'll be the only mustache at HomeGymCon, so you'll definitely stand out. Let's see here. So Joey said he's a fan of banners behind the bar wall storage. Jared said he was fortunate enough to take home enough ATX flooring to do his whole gym room.
Nice.
Which leads to my question for you, Jared, because your gym is actually in 2 different rooms. So did you have enough flooring to all of that, or was the where the lat pull down tower? I'm trying to remember now. Where the lat pull down tower, does that basically just because I like a family room almost? So I guess you have the carpet or something in there. So I'm just curious, or was the ATX flooring enough to cover all that too? And Kurt says, I'm always impressed with handmade things. Always wonder how they do it. He said, I have to use a saw. I guess my hands are not tough enough. That's the dad joke of the day. All right. And Bar Gym Review says, do it. All right. I don't know if you know what movie that's from. Do it. All right. Let's see. So believe it or not, we're actually halfway through the questions that I planned. We somehow managed to get halfway through them. So let's talk about your design stuff before we run out of time.
Yeah.
What was more fun, designing and building your Figjammer and the Fig Rig, or actually training with them? Because from what I can see just of how your mind works now, you have a lot of fun just designing stuff.
Yeah, it's interesting though. You say designer. Like I don't consider myself a designer. I can really just, have an idea, have a problem that I want to solve, and then start, ping ponging ideas with other folks in the community, and, things evolve, into what they are. But I would definitely say using them, only because the design portion is a finite amount of time from, idea or concept until final product. Once you have that product in hand, at that point, it's almost infinite, the possibilities of what you can try to come up with. And so that's an ever evolving process of, well, can I do this, or can I do that, or why don't I try this? And sometimes things don't work out. I've got plenty of failed attempts that I actually don't post, where I tried something and it didn't work out the way I wanted it to. So I guess the short answer is using the equipment is much more fun than designing it, even though the design portion is a lot of fun in general as well.
Okay, so you want to talk about the Fig Rig a little bit. And actually, let me go ahead and pull this up. Share my screen. All right, so you've got, and I'll just let this play. There's no sound. I'll just let it play in the background right there, and see if you guys can kind of like illustrate it as you're going through. All right, give you some watch time. Anyway,
yes.
So in this thing, you've got components from, and I'm going to read it because I think I know I'm probably missed somebody, but you've got components from Surplus Strength, Buffalo Bully Fab, Black Widow Training Gear, Bremy Strength, Rogue Fitness, Frog Fits. Is that as far as products and brands go? I think that's everybody. But you collaborated with Nice Like Mike, Man Who Parks in Gym, save Man Who Parks in Gym 5 saves 5% of Prime Fitness. Man Who Parks in Gym, Joey Echeverria. There was somebody else, Stanley, something. Their names are gonna pop up in the video.
I'm trying to remember. Todd Larson was a big help.
Larson. Okay.
Yeah, he was a big help.
I knew I was I'm gonna forget somebody, so I don't want to forget anybody.
That's right.
So shout out to Todd. But to someone from outside the home gym community, the idea of building something when stuff already exists that does the same thing is probably as mystifying as those people as it is to me. Let's see those people who like build a car from a kit, right?
Right.
And so I'm like, they sell cars that have already been put together. Why would you go build one, right? But because I'm part of this community, I see two things. Number one, there's tremendous value in the fact that a lot of times we don't get that third place feeling, that connection and community connection anywhere else. So doing collaborations like this is a great way to get that feel, that community connectedness, that connectivity that we all need as human beings. And then the second thing is that it also, to me, kind of like feels like you're custom. You're making something that may not fit anybody else. And I think you mentioned that for this. You're like, this may not be something that's good for anybody else, but it's perfect for you. Whereas if you buy something, it's kind of good for you, but it fits a lot of people, right? But it's like, I don't care about everybody else being able to use it. I want it to be perfect for me. So that is an advantage. You get like a custom tailored suit. It may fit nobody else but you, but that's fine because you're the one wearing it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think Todd Larson's thing just popped up on screen, and JB said Todd Larson. So there you go. So I appreciate that, man. So what do you? So as far as that, building the community connections, how much closer are you to all these people, and even the brands and the people who own the brands now than when you started the project?
Oh, so much closer. You know, it's my wife calls them my internet friends. You know, because we just, you know, we chat on Instagram all the time. But I mean, I really do feel like I'm friends with these guys, you know, after all the collaborations, and not just on this specific project, but, you know, this has been years of communication, you know, for various, you know, home gym related topics. I mean, that's really that initial connection or initial relationship that was established was what led into, hey, I've got this idea. Here's what I'm working on. What do you think about this? Or how would you approach this? You know, getting their feedback. It's interesting because Nice Like Mike, when I first reached out to him about it, he actually came back with, I tried this a couple of times, or I brainstormed this a couple of times, and I could never get it to work. So good luck with that. You know, it was
thanks, Mike.
Yeah. You know, and he definitely was helpful, and, you know, and giving me some feedback on certain things. Even though at one point he was like, I'm just along for the ride because I'm just interested to see, like, following through the content.
Well, it'll either be a train wreck, which will be interesting to watch, or I'll be impressed because you'll make it work somehow.
Right.
That's funny.
But yeah, so it's, you know, there's no telling how many hours of messaging went back and forth. Even a couple of phone calls, you know, just video calls over Instagram, kind of walking through things, lots of video messages sent back and forth. The biggest challenge in that project with the Fig Rig was, you know, everything was conceptual. So for example, I got a custom 9-inch bully glider extension so that the glider would extend out from the upright and pulls vertical on the UPS.
Okay.
Well, how do I determine how long that extension needs to be when I don't have the upright yet from Black Widow? So I actually hooked up I used my Stealth Spiders vertically on the top and bottom cross members, loaded the cable with a loading pin, and then just measured, you know, how far out it extended from the upright. Because that was the measurement that Mark uses at Blow Glider for those extensions. So little things like that where I'm measuring and hoping, crossing my fingers, that I got it right in how I measured it. And, you know, in this case, everything worked out perfectly. So
nice. So they're steadily trying to make sure you go to HomeGymCon.
I know.
Right?
I know.
Come to HomeGymCon, meet all your internet friends in person.
That's right.
JB said that Todd Larson helped throw him down a rabbit hole of customized bolt covers and washers. Let's see here. Oh, Jared answered the question. He said he probably could do the lat row, but not the reverse hammer on the new flooring. He said, we'll see if I do it, though. Okay. Just curious because he said he did it because, like I said, his gym
he's got two
is
spaces.
in multiple. Yeah. All right. And you got Michael. You're Michael all day. I told you, you're not Mike right now. But Michael Brantley says he's also bald, and he said he's about to grow a mustache now. And if you're not following him on Instagram, you definitely should. That he's got some very, very entertaining content. If you watch, in fact, he's on LinkedIn as well. Very entertaining content and a really accomplished guy. A lot of respect for him.
Nice.
So let's talk about the let's see here. You got the fig rig. You had Dean from Black Widow make that, and that's a nice build. Are you involved currently with some build projects as a collaborator on the other side? Like they're doing their projects and you're say, hey, well, I'm going to give my input?
Not quite, not yet. I know Todd reaches out to me periodically, little things that he's working on, but not nowhere near to the capacity that these folks helped me out. But definitely up for it. So, if you guys are listening, if you need any help with anything, let me know. The planning part of the process is a lot of fun. So anything that I can do to be involved in that, I'm definitely open to.
Okay. So this is, you have hit a milestone that very few of us regular people can say. And that is that the Kurt Locker himself, that legend who walks among us, has reviewed a product you created. All right. How did it feel? Like, did you know he was going to review it before he did the review?
I did actually. He was one of the folks that I sent pictures of the actual piece when I first got it into the gym. Okay. And he was like, dude, that looks really, really cool. And then I sent him a video right after that where I was just testing out doing hack squats with leg rollers. Mm-hmm. And he was like, okay, I have to have one now. I really hate you right now for making me love this.
Yeah, because as you can see, he's got a bunch of stuff in there. Actually, that's all changed now because he had the ATX stuff in there.
Yep. But yeah, so I knew that he was because he did say he wanted to get a video out as soon as possible on it, which I thought was really, really cool because I really have mirrored a lot of what I've tried to do on my YouTube content based off of the way he does his reviews. Also like the way Joe Gray does it, really just trying to put things through their paces and not just get content out for the sake of getting content out. And not saying that, that's necessarily a bad thing, but I appreciate when people really put things through their paces before getting the full, review out. And so it was really, really cool to see that. I think he did a great job of, outlining, what it is and what it can do. It was just, it's really, really cool.
So Spencer says that's, and this is high praise because of how many gyms he sees. He said, your gym is one of the cleanest gyms he's ever shared. He says, it's clear Chip takes a lot of time and thought into all of the pieces in his space. We got a sad day for Joey Echeverria. He says, on the topic of home gym DIY rigs, today is bittersweet because I just sold my Bell's lat tower with the customized Porter fly arms yesterday. Oh, yeah. Moment of silence, man. Good Lord. That hurt. So, I'm actually planning on upgrading our Bells of Steel lat tower because I want to get the 3x3 one that they have coming out. It's got keyhole design. Oh, nice. And it's going to just it'll be a whole lot better because then we'll only have to have one set of attachments.
Right.
And so our situation, and this goes back to those of you who put comments, like I've had a couple people say when I was talking about the clutter in my gym, they're like, oh, well, you just get rid of all the attachments that do the same thing. I was like, you're not married, are you? Because my wife uses the gym too. She doesn't like the same attachments I do.
Right.
And for example, I like the bare steel equipment, the Iron Legend low row. She hates that thing. Okay. And I don't mean like she likes Sean, but she doesn't like that because she's like, it's too bulky. I don't like the way it feels. I like it because it's wider. And she said that's not comfortable for her. She likes a narrower design. So we've got 2 cable row handles because it's a his and hers, right?
Right.
So to have 3x3 attachments, 1-inch holes, and attachments for the current tower, which is 2.3 at 2 by 2.3, is annoying. So we can just have all 3x3, everything. The seal row pad can go on there. You know what I mean? It'll just make life a whole lot more compact and convenient if we upgrade to that once it's available. So Joey, I understand, but it'll be bittersweet because we've got all this stuff for it now, especially some stuff from Porter Phys Ed. And so, yeah, it'll be a bittersweet day. And Kurt says, thanks, Chip. It means a lot to me. I'll totally throw shade at affiliate link shills that don't do the work, though. Oh, yeah, of course. Of course. So let's see here. If you get an idea in the middle of your workout, as we start to wrap things up, are you able to finish, or do you immediately have to? Oh, hold up. or you encounter a problem that you want to like, oh man, will it frustrate you like every time you're doing the workout and you encounter that problem again? Will it frustrate you until you get it fixed? Or are you able to just say, okay, I know we're working on it, it's cool?
Yeah, I usually try to do my tinkering before or after training sessions. In that time of, that usually it's about 55 to 60 minutes of my training session. I'm solely focused on, getting the training session done, do a lot of supersets to be a little bit more efficient with my time. The best ideas I have are probably, at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night when I'm trying to fall asleep and my brain is it won't turn off. And I'm like, oh, well, what about this or what about that? So then I'll get in the gym, next time I get in there, I'll say, well, let me try this out. Let me test this out. But during the training sessions, I usually try to just focus on the training in and of itself, and then do the playing around either after or before the next session.
And it helps because it's in your home office too. It's not like for me, I'd have to go downstairs. It's not a place I'm automatically going to be. So yeah, I have to intentionally be in there, which I like and I don't like. Yeah. It's annoying when I'm like, I get all the way up. So we shoot a video, come all the way upstairs, start editing. Wait a minute, did I shoot a thumbnail? Okay, got to go all the way back downstairs. That's annoying. But I also like the fact that it kind of separates it from the house. Sure. So I don't have to, if I go in there, I'm there to work out. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or I'm doing something on purpose. I'm not just kind of hanging around. That is a side thing from, you worked at the YMCA. So how you had the people that would just hang out in there and they're not actually doing anything. They're just kind of in there. And I used to you try to figure out a way to get them to leave because they're kind of hanging out, and some people are uncomfortable. Some people are like, hey, I want to use this. This guy's got his gym bag just sitting on the bench in the way. Right. So you always want to move. You get the instant, they taught us to move people out of there as much as you can. So now I can't just hang out in my gym just to hang out, because, I guess I'm scarred. I don't know. Chip, what's coming up next on your channel that we should keep an eye for? And also, how can people follow you so they can all be your internet friends on social media?
Yeah, so I've got probably 10 or 12 items, queued up on my list of things that I want to do videos on. I took a new role back in March, and that was really when I was trying to ramp up my content, and found out quickly that trying to juggle the new role along with putting out the content was much more difficult than I anticipated. So I have not been as consistent with getting the content out as I would like. My initial goal was to try to get something out weekly. Now my goal was really if I can get something out monthly, maybe every 3 weeks. I think that is more in line with balancing out, work and family and content creation. But hopefully I would like to have something out here in the next week or two. I think flooring is definitely on the topic. I've had a lot of people ask actually about the sand dune stepper. And so I think that's going to be the next one because I had an issue with mine and they sent me another one as a replacement. So now I have 2 in the gym. So that will make for a pretty good video kind of comparing one after a couple of years of use versus a brand new one. So I think that's going to be the next on the list. But so far as finding me, I'm Figjam Exerciser on Instagram and Figjam Reviewer on YouTube. But if you search Chip Birdie on either platform, you can find me there pretty easily. And yeah, definitely, if you have any questions, definitely check out the gym. If you have questions on the gym or builds, or like I said earlier, if you want to collaborate on something as far as a build out process, I love that stuff. So anything I can do to help fellow community members, I'm all about.
All right. So, you guys, this was a treat. We actually ran out of time. We answered most of the questions, believe it or not, just in the conversation. But we definitely have room for you to come back. And in the meantime, everybody make sure you guys are following Chip at Figjam_exercise on Instagram. Subscribe to at Figjam_reviewer on YouTube. I will tell you guys that if you just put in Figjam, anything on YouTube, it's not going to take you to the right place because Figjam is we have a little bit of time. So you can explain that. Yeah. So Figjam is like a kind of like a collaboration platform, right? And is that something that you're super into? You're like, that's why it's part of your name? Or is that how you guys collaborate? It's like, or is it just what's a weird name I could come up with? You just say Figjam.
So Figjam is actually a nickname that one of my rugby teammates gave me back when I was 23 or 24 years old.
Oh, wow.
It's an acronym that basically says, I'm good, just ask me.
Nice.
And you know, because at the time, you know, I was pretty full of myself.
Nice.
You know, and as I've gotten older and matured, obviously a little bit, I just kind of embraced it. You know, it's just kind of a fun nickname. And so my Instagram handle when I was playing rugby was Figjam_rugger. And then I changed it back in 2021 after I had stopped playing rugby for a few years and had just done the upgrade to the new gym. Nice. And my tagline on my Instagram is, you know, I used to play real sports and now I'm just trying to be the best at exercising.
I got you. So, you know what? Now you say that, I can see you like you've got like I can see with the little rugby thing on the head and all that. I can see you in a scrum. Like, oh yeah, okay, rugby. That makes perfect sense. Okay, perfect. Yeah, we're actually fans of rugby, and nice. Then Rugby ATL abandoned us, so now we don't have a rugby team down here. Not a professional one. But yeah, that was a cool like 2 years or so.
Yeah, there was an MLR team down there, right?
Yep, we had an MLR. It was Rugby ATL. First they changed the uniforms and the look, then they left town. I was like, seriously? Like, man, but we really enjoyed it. So we're hoping that we'll get another MLR team here.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, man, I promised you I'd get you out of here, and I will honor my word. You got anything you want to say or share or plug before you go?
No, John, I just want to say thank you very much for having me on. I've really enjoyed it. I appreciate the opportunity. It was a great conversation. Definitely, if we can make another one happen at some point in the future, I'd love to be back on. So I've enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Open invite, man. Open invite. I mean, we got the same name. You got to come back on here. So, yeah. All right. You're family now. Yeah. So, all right, man. You have a good day, Chip.
Hey, you too. Thanks, buddy.
All right, my man. All right. That was my guy, Figjam. Depending on where you encounter him, if it's YouTube, he's Figjam Reviewer. If it's Instagram, he's Figjam Exerciser. You guys make sure you follow him. If you are a brand and you're looking for somebody who's going to give you a nice, unique take on stuff, he's very creative. So I highly recommend he should be on your short list of people to send stuff to. He'll give you an honest answer. So his contact information is in the description for this video. So yeah, go ahead, hit him up. Now, shout out to the Mountain Time Zone. If you're watching on YouTube, please consider liking this video and subscribing, and share the video with somebody who you think might enjoy the content. My next guest is going to be somebody that you guys are going to really want to listen to, especially if you're watching on LinkedIn. It is Zhang. He is from RitFit, and he is the California showroom manager. He's somebody who struck me as a really, really genuine person. We have had some conversations offline. He's gone out of his way RitFit in general has gone out of their way to be nice to my wife, which matters to me a whole lot. And but then I like the genuine, honest, and transparent conversations I've had with Tom since we first encountered him. And I know you guys are going to really enjoy hearing from him, especially because they had an outstanding showing at HomeGymCon, and you guys are going to see our video tour with RitFit right after this show is over. We've got a video premiering. It's going to be a comparison video where we're going to compare, Naomi and I compare RitFit to Mikolo and to Major Fitness and all those three booths. And you guys get to judge for yourself who did the best job. But all I can tell you is, I think regardless of who you choose, RitFit knocked it out of the park. There are a lot of questions in the comments and things like that for Tom, so I had to get him on here. So everybody go ahead and give a warm welcome to our second and final guest of the day, Tom from RitFit. Come on, Tom.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, ni hao ma?
Oh, ni hao. Wow.
Hey.
Good pronunciation,
Hey. No. And look, I told you I learned just a little bit of Chinese in high school, and I've been using it ever since. I'll shush it.
That was good. That was good.
Thank you. Hey, don't take me to China and abandon me. I will be lost. All right. I only know a couple of phrases.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah. Man, it's so cool having you on here, man. And I'm gonna tell you something. I didn't even, when I said that there were going to be comments and questions, I sent you questions too, but I knew that we're going to get comments because you were coming on here. And just like that, I said you were coming on, and immediately the comments are starting. And I'm going to post this one before I ask you any of the stuff that I plan on asking, because it's from someone who I really respect, and it's Kurt. So, you know, Kurt ran the strongman competition at HomeGymCon when you guys were sponsors for that. Well, he's also a fellow veteran. And he said RitFit's partnership with the veteran gym thing is A+. He said, thanks for giving back to this very small group of deserving folks. And that's a reference to what you guys are doing with Dennis, with the garage gym for vets. So, man, I echo that. You guys are awesome, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, I think like a lot of people just deserve this. Like, you know, they work so hard to serve the country. And I think they just deserve, like, you know, getting all this stuff, like, you know, to do like transformation, like, you know, like the project, like, you know, Dennis working on, and looking at all these people. It's just so amazing.
Nice, man. You know, you guys didn't really. It's one of those things, because it's so easy for a brand to say no, that doesn't fit with our plans, because you guys are opening California showroom. You got a lot going on. You're upgrading all your equipment. It would have been so easy to say, hey, Dennis, we can't do anything for you right now. But I love that you guys were willing to do it and lean into it. So that's really awesome.
Buddy, like, you know, like he was helping out, like, you know, building this gym with us. You know,
oh yeah,
he was tremendous. Like, you know, very generous guy too. You know,
yeah, he's awesome, dude. All right, so let's start with your background, okay? And then you guys keep on putting your comments. I'm gonna pause and do your comments, you know, periodically throughout this. So keep on throwing them on there. We got a lot of people. You got fans, okay? So next time you go to HomeGymCon, you might be signing autographs, because there are comments and so you got fans, Tom.
thank you. Appreciate it.
So let's start with your background. You said that when you were growing up, you were small and you got bullied a lot, and then your parents got you to start working out. And while that's great and it's awesome and I love it, because I was a small guy who started out too, I really like that you started out, you were working out in your backyard. So that's a home gym workout way back then. So you were from the very beginning, you know, you're working for RitFit, and it's obviously with home gyms, but every time you are involved with any piece of equipment, I know you can remember back when you were just doing workouts in the backyard, trying to gain self-confidence. So was that in China when you were doing that? When you were a little kid? Did you grow up in China?
Actually, it was not, like, you know, but like, you know, I just thank you for bringing up, like, you know, that piece of information about me. I think it just came from some of the interview questions I had before we opened the showroom.
I do research, Tom. I find out about you. If you put it on the internet, I will find it.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, but actually, like, you know, I started my workout journey in the US. It wasn't, like, you know, a thing like in China, like, you know, back then.
Okay.
Bullying I experienced, it happened like in China. It really impacted me. Like, you know, I was like really, like, you know, the skinniest guy, shortest guy in class, you know, got targeted by, you know, older kids, like bigger kids that try to punch you, like, you know, kick you and all that.
Yeah.
And one time it got so bad, like, you know, if my teacher hadn't showed up, I probably would, you know, have ended up in a hospital. You know, fast forward to when I came to the US myself for college, I always wanted to fit in, you know, so I joined a soccer tournament. By then, I wasn't short anymore. Like, you know, it's normal height right now.
That's right.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Like, but I'm still, like, you know, the skinniest guy on the field.
Right.
Every time someone just bumped into me, I just got blown away, man. Like, you know, I was strong, like, you know, to hold my ground. So, like, every time I just got my knees, elbows were always scraped up and bruised and all that. And my parents just got really worried about me, and just often, like, you know, encouraged me to work out and build up my confidence. But then, you know, I didn't know much about home gym equipment. All I remember, I got like a pair of hanging strap, like for knee raises.
Yeah.
Put up, like, you know, on those, like, you know, pools, like, you know, really shaky pool, like for the great wide in my landlord's backyard, and a set of dumbbells, like, you know, I could do ladder raises and bench. I found in a dumpster, you know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you know, I first up, you know, that was my early home gym setup. You know, that's how it came about.
Wow, I love that, man. So I mean, like, we've all got these memories of like how we all started, and that's just, first of all, I think it's cool that you were able to find the stuff you needed, and it helps you build the confidence. But like I said, I think that it reflects in how you guys make your products, because you try to make it accessible to everybody. And I think it's because you guys you're like, okay, I remember what it was like when I didn't have anything, and it would have been so cool to have this stuff. I'm making stuff that I wish I had. So I really love that. People are still, I better say, okay, so people are still making comments. All right, so let's see. Jared says, really enjoyed meeting Tom at HomeGymCon. Joey Echeverria says, welcome, Tom. Hey,
Jared's my man too. I met him at the booth, very generous guy, very nice guy.
Oh, he's a good dude. I'm a Jared fan. He says, and he actually has he got some lat attachments from you guys, and there's a picture of a community post showing the lat attachments he got. Yeah,
that was really cool. You got that storage rack pinned
that he built.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see. Jake from Garage Gym Radio says, good morning, Tom. Good morning, Tom. Let's see here. And they said, thank you for being at HomeGymCon and being so generous, sponsoring all those competitions. We do appreciate you guys.
Yeah, we did give out $500 gift cards, 30 of them. Yeah,
I loved it, man. Let's see. JB said, my first RitFit purchase was a knee raise rack attachment for his rack in 2023. He said, would you ever bring that product back and make it for 3x3 racks? He said, because nobody but you guys ever made one, but a lot of people want it.
Well, definitely, if there's a need, because some attachment we have, because we don't have our own 3x3 rack right now, but we do have attachment that can connect to 2x3, 2x2, and 3x3. So it's versatile. People get it, they can use it on their 3x3 racks. Yeah, definitely. I heard you, JB.
There you go. Hey, if he says he heard you, because one of the things that, but I'm just saying, one of the things that we saw, and I told you guys, I told Mr. Lin, that I love how you guys listen to people and you change your products, improve your products because you listen. So that's why I'm like, if he says he heard you that you can believe that. All right, that's all right.
Is that too early to promise now?
I didn't make you do it. You wouldn't be the first brand to come on here and end up promising something they didn't plan on promising. So don't feel bad. Jared says that curl bar attachment at their booth in red will be in my gym as soon as it is available. He said it loves the bushing. It felt great. So right there.
I'm telling you, is coming up soon, at the end of July, and probably gonna come the beginning of August. I definitely will tell you, Vera, as soon as it comes out. Yeah.
Okay, so so you just we'll talk about that later. Okay. JB says if you make it, the knee raise, he said if you make it, I will buy it and I will promote it. All right. Okay. And Jared says, I need to see this knee raise rack attachment. I want to see what it looks like. So I'll see. Is it on your website?
I'm not sure. We already took it down, or I don't think we have that knee raise rack attachment available right now.
JB, do you still have it? If you still have it, can you take a picture of it and put it in the community section of the channel, and then we can I'll pull it up. If you do it before the show's over, I'll pull it up so we can look at it. So because I want to see it too. That all fits right with the next question. I said, you're so popular right now. Remember, I sent you the question. I said, you're popular right now. I was like, I don't know if you believe me, but I hope you believe me now. I see your products all across social media. When Bashir was on the show last November, I think when he came on the show, it was great because I think that was the first time that people had heard from you. So I feel good because I got a story with you guys before the news did. The regular news got stories with you guys. So I think that RitFit has been a lot more open with the home gym community than a lot of your competitors. So Gronk, Jacked Up Fitness, Mikolo, Major Fitness. Major Fitness has been on the show, and I have, I shout out to them for coming on the show. But I really think that RitFit has had a special emphasis on just being open, being accessible, being available. And I think it paid off because at HomeGymCon, I'm just saying I saw way more people at your booth than I did at your competitors' booths.
Oh, really?
Is that why you guys wanted to kind of build like to be open and accessible before you ever went to HomeGymCon? You're like, hey, we're gonna get to know these people before we go to HomeGymCon and just show up there.
Well, like, thank you, John, for saying it. Like, it's just such an honor when you said it. Like, we got all popular, all that. But like, we had no intention, like, competing with anyone at any point. Before HomeGymCon 2025, we just wanted to show that like RitFit is willing to, engage in, any type of event, like, associated like the home gym community. We always wanted to let people know, like, RitFit isn't just selling like, budget friendly product, but it's also like, we're bringing innovations like, that could, benefit our community and customers. Just being like, home gym con and doing this, I think just the best learning experience we could get, and also we're not just selling, equipment. We are part of people's fitness journeys. When people spend their money on our home gym equipment, I think they deserve to know, like, who they buying from and what we stand for. Being there, like, at the home gym con, like, with the customer and content creators and getting all those feedback, it's just something like, you cannot achieve just sitting like, behind a computer screen.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah, no, I like that. It's true. It's like you can't just, and I
Right.
wish more people who own brands understood that, because there's so many brands that will send. I say this all the time. There are plenty of brands that are willing to send me stuff, but they're not willing to give me their time the way that you guys are. Like, you're here right now, you're giving me your time. There are a lot of brands who are not willing to do that, but they don't mind sending you. And I'm like, you don't understand. You would sell a lot of stuff if people thought they knew you, because if they know you, they feel they can trust you.
Right.
And that's, I think, like I said, I saw so many people just walking by. We're looking at your booth. There's people at your booth, and they're coming through, and I'm seeing, and they're also talking to me and saying, "Oh, I like the RitFit. Did you see the RitFit booth?" You know what I mean? So all that stuff, like, I pay attention to, because I've seen people do it the other way, and so I personally value it. Now, Jake is watching, but this is something he asked me to ask last year when we were trying to get you on the show, and so I'm going to ask you now.
Okay.
What did you hope to get out of attending HomeGymCon? And did you achieve your goals as a brand by being there?
Yes. I mean, first off, like, just shout out to Jake and his team for putting up like, such a good show for everyone. I just can't remember everyone's name, but I do remember Sam and Adam. Everyone was super friendly and helpful. As first time vendors at HomeGymCon, we just felt very welcomed. Thank you. Good job, guys. I think like, by just simply showing up and being part of the community, we already achieve our goal. Like, it's always hard to step out of your comfort zone, make a decision like this, like, going to a HomeGymCon. But we did it. Once you experience it, you just want to go back, every year. I saw like that map, like, RitFit is not showing up yet, but like, we for sure we're going. If RitFit not going, I'm going
There you
myself. I'm going myself.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
We're just deciding like, what size we're gonna get. Like, maybe we get like, like twice the size, like, since this year. And also like, the other goal is like, just showcasing, our product, like, the M1 Pro, the bestseller, and with like, some new attachment. Because like, we develop all this attachment based on your feedback. I want to tell our customers we're coming back with this, and also some other product, like, the prototype product, and M2 with the 3D Smith machine. I just amazed that, like, HomeGymCon can, like, reach out a lot of people. Like, I literally just got a text message a few days ago, like, a guy just asking when the M2 gonna come out. And then he was saying, like, he has MS, like, the multiple squirrel roses. Like like he said, he has pretty weak body, like with his right side. So he was saying like if I can get this rack, like it's probably gonna change my life. So I was like um, with the home gym con, like we could achieve a lot of this like that we could not even imagine.
Nice, nice. So Diego Isaac Rojo Molina said, I'm obsessed with the 3-in-1 leg press. He said leg day actually feels exciting now.
Good. I mean, like don't skip leg day. We all love this.
Nice. And then Jared says, and this is just in general. I agree with this. He said, I'll say as a home gym community member, if there are comparable items I'm interested in buying, and one company came to HomeGymCon and the other one didn't, you can guess which one I'll choose to support, which to me is a hidden benefit when brands go to HomeGymCon. Like people want to support you, even if they first of all, they want to buy your stuff there. But
Right.
even if they don't buy your stuff at HomeGymCon, later on when they're shopping, they'll remember you were at HomeGymCon and like, oh yeah, I remember I tried that one.
Yeah.
Like we make purchases based off every year. We're like, hey, I tried it at HomeGymCon, now I have the money. Or because we don't like to do impulse buying, my wife and I. So Naomi and I we see something, especially if it's expensive, and we look at it and we're like, do we want this? Then we go save the money up so we can buy it. Right. And so I know that there are a lot of people who do that. There are other people who save up their money and go to HomeGymCon like, I know I'm going to buy something, right?
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Did you guys sell stuff at HomeGymCon? I know you had prototypes there, but did you sell anything like prototype? Well, you sell the attachments. I don't know why I asked you that, but did you sell a lot of stuff? That's what I mean.
Yeah, we sold like some attachment, like the Easy Crow attachment, and some barbells, and we also sold one unit of Gazoo Pro, the leg press head squat machine. And yeah, that was it. Like for the prototype, we just brought back to a place like my buddy Matthew owns, and yeah, that's great. Like we got to sell some stuff, like and people like could just bring them back home, like from HomeGymCon.
Like the thing I thought you guys were gonna sell a bunch of is those pink plates that you can that it's easy for women to pick up. I said they're gonna sell a lot of those. That was the first YouTube short I made out of the video because I wanted people to see this. But Naomi has not stopped talking about it. She's like, oh yeah, that was so cool. Let's see, Gym Gear Finder. What's up, man? He said word of mouth about RitFit at HomeGymCon was so positive. Says some people mentioned things like the floating Smith machine, but more people talked about the positive experience with the company and the people. And
thanks so much.
I 100% agree with that. People are like, I've never heard. Nobody said anything bad about RitFit.
Oh, really? Okay.
Nobody. And a lot of people talk to me about because they see the videos that we did with you guys. And I'm just gonna say too, man, it's like when you guys came out, and I remember like when we first started doing stuff with you, you guys came out and it was like all I see is the Instagram ad, right? Or the Instagram post. But I'm still kind of like, I don't know, right? I'm just being honest. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah,
because,
I know.
Like, how do I know the difference between you and anybody else, right?
Right.
But it was the continued interaction over time that made me say, oh, I can trust these people. You know what I mean? So, and that trusting is huge.
It's nice to hear a comment like this. Yeah.
It looked like your setup at HomeGymCon was sort of like a sample of what people can experience from your showroom in California. It's in Chino Hills.
Yeah.
And you guys actually tell people, hey, if you want to tour our showroom, you have a thing on your website. Come tour the showroom. You book an appointment, and so what can people expect if they book a tour of the showroom? How does that go? Like they show up and then somebody takes them around. Like how does that work?
Yeah, just like the other showroom does. Like a customer, you show up and you can touch, feel, test every piece of equipment we have. Just like HomeGymCon, like like people actually go.
So somebody will be with you, taking you around, showing you around.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Oh, nice.
initially, it was just me, and then I'm hiring more people like to help me
Nice.
out, and then or like the professional specialists, and we welcome everyone to come visit our showroom, and also like we would suggest like just book appointment ahead of time,
Okay.
because like we just want like one group of customer at a time, so they get to try all the equipment without anyone else here,
Okay.
and we will help you like find the right equipment like for your need, and you don't have to feel pressures like if you don't buy anything like we're not focused on making sales here, but rather on like providing like a full experience like with our equipment. We try
Nice.
to help like you guys consider important questions like is this the right product for you. If it's not, like I would just let you guys think through it before making any purchase. Yeah, that's what customer would get. And about the product, we have almost all the equipment like in our showroom, and also we get new releases firsthand. Like so people can try out before they actually buy online, right? But we don't really carry like stock of heavy equipment like right now, because we don't have an attached warehouses like the other showrooms. So customer can pick up like large orders, but like we will ship them like to their home. But
Right.
however, like, we try to keep some smaller items like in stock, like attachment, which don't take up too much space. And I just want my showroom look nice and clean, right? Like so, I don't want to get a lot of stuff here. And also, we're working on getting some waste stack here.
Okay.
Normally we sell this like for what, like 999 with shipping included, and if you purchase online, if we have some waste stack here, we probably can save like customer like 200 bucks like by just picking them up. We I really want to think like customer can save some money like by visiting here and actually like feel happy about it. And one more thing, like we have merchandise like t-shirt, hat, duffel bags, like towels and all that stuff. And we have some other cool merchandise coming up, and just for the visitor in showroom. All right.
I want to say something. What
Okay.
time is it? What time is it where you are, Tom?
Me,
You.
like in showroom, like every
So
day
what time is it right now?
is 5:26.
Okay. So Tom has been there since 4 o'clock in the morning. Well, earlier than that.
Yeah.
So
early.
he's not at home. He's at his showroom at work right now. I wanted to make sure I bring that up because I put up the banner for you guys to go check out RitFitSports.com. Go check out the equipment they have, because remember I said that there are a lot of companies that are willing to send me stuff, right? They're willing to send, and we have several content creators watching right now. We all have companies that love sending us stuff, but how many companies value the conversation enough to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and go down to their office just to talk to you guys? Because it's 8:30 for me. For him, it's 4:27 in the morning. Okay, so I don't want to gloss over that. I don't want you guys to ignore that. That's California time. So when I say I appreciate it, man, that is right there. That just says it all. But I wanted to make sure people understood, like it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, right?
I mean, sometimes I stay here like to 7 or 8 p.m. I just forget about the time like when I'm working here. I just feel like
Hey.
home here, for to me. And often like we got people get here like 6 o'clock, like after their work. I just let them like stay as long as they want, like just try out this stuff. And I got a guy like he was at his 60, like he just tried all the equipment we have here, and got at 7 p.m. So he stayed here till like 10 p.m.
He came in there and worked out.
Yeah, I've seen like a happy face on him, on his face. Like I'm happy too. Like I could stay as long as I want.
Man, dude. I just wanted people. I wanted to make sure people understood how early you had to wake up to do this show, and also to let you know I do appreciate it that I understand, because I saw when you logged in the first time. I say, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. That's crazy. So Jim Crafter, Tim, speaking of, we were talking about you earlier, Tim, so you must have heard us. I hope you had he must be coming back from church right now. But he says, 100%, he's talking about you guys. He said, RitFit was really great and clearly wanted to hear what people thought. Great booth and experience. Carp said, RitFit was my pick for Roomie of the year. So I don't know what, I think probably booth rookie. I bet you it's rookie of the year. He's using his phone. They said you guys were his pick for rookie of the year. He said, I think they surprised a lot of folks with their booth. I thought they brought their A game. And you guys will see when you watch the video premiere right after. So it starts at 9:15. So about 15 minutes after the show ends, it'll start, and you guys will be able to see our booth tour with RitFit, and that'll just right there show you, like, we were absolutely very, very impressed with the stuff that you guys had there. Okay, yeah, rookie of the year. That's what I'm starting to learn how to interpret Carp's, because he's driving and typing with his phone and trying to, so yeah. Rex Peckinpah said, I loved HomeGymCon in the RitFit area. Their area was in my top 3 of the show. RitFit has definitely taken it to a new level over time. So this is what people think about you guys, man.
I'm about to cry.
You know what? You wouldn't be the first person to cry on this show. It was
really?
it was me. First person to cry on the show was me. You up? Bashir, what's up, Bashir? Hey.
Oh,
he said Tom is the GOAT. So it's like nighttime where he is. So wow. See, that's awesome.
We need to bring him back to the show too.
Heck yeah, man. I had a great time having Bashir on. Okay, so Carp said, I've seen 3x3 1-inch racks in the RitFit showroom. Is that something actually coming to market anytime soon? Are you guys bringing out a 3x3 rack?
Okay. I mean, like, I have 2 3x3 11 gauge rack. Like, they were just sample and prototype. Like, right now we're just using, like, 14 gauge and 13 gauge racks. Yeah, we're working on, like, the 11 gauge 3x3 rack right now for part like next year. Like, but we're still having like this internal debate. Should we go for 3x3 11 gauge rack fully? The answer was like, we just want. I mean, like, we heard a lot of voices from the home gym community, and some said like, you guys should, and while like, the other just said like, you guys just need to stick to 14 gauge racks, and then just keep building up like, the attachment and all this stuff to the 2x2 14 gauge rack. Because right now we offer 3 years warranty. I mean, like, over the years, the customer gonna perform with better training experience, and then over the time, well, I'm not saying like, the quality of the upright are poor, but over time it's gonna be warped, it's gonna be bent. Even like 11 gauge steel would do the same, but 11 gauge steel will last longer, definitely. I think like, the priority right now, there's another solution. Just have like, the current customer to replace their upright to like 30 gauge, like from 14 like to 12 gauge. So rather than just getting a whole new rack, but like saving up like, some money, like, just getting like, the rack upgraded. So I think that is our priority, instead of like, getting a new rack right now. And also like, we're gonna have the Buffalo Wild coming up later this year, and that one is 12 gauge rack. I think that would be like, the max steel gauge, like, for this year.
Okay, so the heaviest duty is going to be 12 gauge, the
Right.
Buffalo Wild, and that's going to be, if you guys are wondering what he's talking about, that's going to be in the video that you guys will see after this video is over. So like I said, when the show ends at 9, by 9:05 or something, you got just enough time to go to the bathroom, then come back, and the video will premiere. You guys will be able to check it out. But I want to make sure I show this real fast while I have you on here, because JB shared that. Remember, I asked him to show the knee raise, right? So he got a picture of it and he shared it, and it's right. And this is it right here. So this is the RitFit knee raise combo that you guys had on your website. Well, not on your website, but that he's talking about. So that's it right there. And see if I can, right there. There you go. That's a bigger picture. So all of you guys who are, if you want to put the link, JB, that's fine too. You can put the link in the live chat, so everybody who's watching live right now can check it out. But even if you guys who are watching on the replay, shout out to the replay gang. That's it right there. That's what we were talking about earlier, the rack attached knee raise. And I agree. So one thing I'll say about it is, so now Jared says, make sure it comes when you make it 5/8, not just 1 inch.
Okay.
Okay. So, so I think something to say about attachments, because even though you guys don't have an 11 gauge 3x3 yet, if you make attachments for 3x3, 3x3 1 inch and 3x3 5/8, people will buy it even if they don't have one of your racks. Right. So they will still sell if they're compatible with other brands. And so that's another way to introduce people to RitFit as well. Okay. So I think this, I'm telling you, man, that's one of the things we love, is when stuff is compatible with multiple brands. As opposed to some companies, they try to make stuff only with their brand. I'm like, I think it's insane. Okay. Yeah, I think it's great for your ecosystem, but I promise you get better mileage long term if the things you make fit on brands, on racks from multiple brands. That's what I'm always going to say. So let's stop sharing that. So, hey, JB, thank you for sharing that in the community post. Let's go back up. And this actually goes, I'll finish with this comment down here, Carp. So I'm going back up to the top, though. Carp said he can't wait to see the final version of the leg extension leg curl machine. And like I said, so because of Carp, I think it's on Carp's YouTube channel, he's got a review of your first leg extension leg curl, right? And the person who reviewed it is like his neighbor. She has it in her gym garage, right? And she was talking about some of the things that she had issues with, right? And I think one of them was the leg pad wasn't wide enough. Well, at HomeGymCon, I saw the leg pad, and I said, "Hey, this is why the leg roller pad is wider." Because he said, "Yeah," and you said it was because of feedback like that. So, talk about the final version of the leg extension leg curl and some of the changes that you guys are making based upon feedback that you've gotten. Because because even from the prototype that people saw. So, talk about some of the comments you got at HomeGymCon and what's the final version gonna look like.
Okay. So we brought like 2 prototype to HomeGymCon. As I mentioned earlier, getting feedback from customer was one of our goals, at the HomeGymCon. And I can't cover all the suggestions. We just got so many comment on those 2 machines. And I would mention a few major suggestions that the customer brought to our attention. Okay. So for the upper body machine, we don't have a name for it yet, but it allows you to do chest, shoulder press exercise, as well as back rows using either single handles or both handles. It's pretty versatile. And I mean, a lot of people say they still get a good full stretch when doing the bench press, but they still wish us to add more adjustable position for the handles, so you can be able to go lower, few inch down to get better range of motion. And another consideration, just adding swivels to the arms. And right now, just go straight and down, right? Like,
Right.
if you have spray folds, like, you'd be able to rotate and
Oh, so it'll go like that.
yeah, exactly.
And so you go like that. Okay, I got you.
Allowing user to have like most comfortable positions
Okay.
and target like different part of the muscles. And for carbs, like talking about the leg extension curl machine, and a lot of people love the feature that the prototype we have, like allows you 5 toning resistance from point A to 1.2. So 100 pound, you can get like 80 to 120 pound without changing plates. And a lot of people say it's very good for doing job set. And also the suggestion I heard a lot from HomeGymCon attendees, like including like adding more stability to the padding, adding more holes on the sundials to allow legs to move a little bit back, to get that full resistance curves during back extensions. Like, and also like the prototype we had is kind of like bulky, so we try to optimize like the footprint as well. For a budget brand product, we just want to make it more compact too,
Right.
or we heard all the suggestion and feedback, we definitely will add on them.
Okay.
And another thing is like the new prototype leg extension neck curl machine, they probably gonna be it probably gonna be released like by the end of this year.
Nice. Oh, sweet, sweet. Okay. Just in time for Christmas. Okay.
Oh,
Let's see here. Justin. Hey, what's up, Justin? Shout out to you and my best to your wife, man. Justin's a
Hey.
really, really good dude. He says the strength curve on the RitFit leg extension leg curl is amazing. He said I replaced my Titan leg extension and was so happy with it.
okay.
So that's the old one. That's not even the updated one.
Yeah,
He's got it at his house. Justin lives in Georgia, so I've been to his house, and
Okay.
I've been to his house. We did a charity thing over there, and
Okay.
so I saw the Titan leg extension, but then I knew that he had replaced it with the RitFit. So there you go. That's what you call positive feedback right there.
Okay.
JB says my wife loved the RitFit booth the most out of all of HomeGymCon. Said there were so many cool pieces and it was very colorful. That is 100%. So that stood out to me because so many of the booths you kind of like everything. I love black. Okay, I love the all that. But I also recognize that there's a place for color, and at you guys' booth, it kind of stood out. Partially because so many of the things you had were pink. Because you got a pink series, you got but it wasn't just pink stuff. You also had the different colored leopard plates. You had the what's that one that I saw that I liked? The one with the 6-shooter where the guy's pointing the gun. It's like the weight holder.
The composition play we have, like and
the weight. It just looked really cool the way it looked. I thought that was really cool. And JB said he loved your booth also. And then Carp said, I think all the wives who saw the pink fingernail-friendly plates at RitFit booth loved them and the idea. I'm telling you, as soon as I saw it, I said, oh, they're going to sell a lot of this. They're going to sell a lot of these. Because that is, man, it's so, my wife says it all the time. Like, people don't think about how hard it is for women to pick up stuff. And it's not that you have super long nails, but they have fingernails,
We have a lot of women working at RitFit, and we should listen to their opinions too. Like they even contribute a lot to the company, right?
Yeah.
We got a lot of respect for them.
Yeah. Shout out to Summer.
Yeah. Shout out to Summer.
Yeah. So to go along with that, because my question that I had written down was talking about how you make products for men and women. It's like you don't just make stuff pink and say, but it's really just a man's product that you made pink. It's actually designed like a woman can actually use it. So when she was on the show last week, Kinsey from Capex Home Gym Lab YouTube channel, shout out to Kinsey, said she was impressed about how the plates have the raised lip, so it's easier for women to pick it up. My question for you though is, you guys have sent us. People didn't know this. I guess they probably wouldn't know. You guys are one of the companies that have sent us products for beta testing in the past. And you're like, hey, we don't necessarily want you to release the video, but we just want to know what you think. And I love that. First of all, I love that concept because now just okay from a design standpoint,
Okay.
why make just a few samples and send them out, get feedback, as opposed to making 1,000 and then you find out the public doesn't like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I like that idea, just in general, the beta testing idea. Is that why your products are so user friendly to men and women? Because you try to get feedback from people before you ever release them, like mass release stuff.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, we try to get feedback. The answer is absolutely yes. And I don't see why not. And for the American flag place, I don't really know like many details like about how we ended up in that situation. And
Oh, okay. Hold
yeah,
on. So that's the next question I was going to say, because you guys sent us some American flag bumper plates, and
okay.
then people were making videos, and Summer was like, well, we actually didn't want people to release these.
Oh,
We
really?
just wanted
Okay.
we just wanted feedback. So that was like an Instagram conversation we had with her. And I was like, well, I mean, I feel fine because I didn't release any videos about it. I was just like, oh, okay. Yeah, we can just but I'm talking about in general,
Mm-hmm.
you guys send stuff out to people as a product tester,
Mm-hmm.
instead of just, sometimes the engineers are too close to the problem, so
Mm-hmm.
they don't see everything. So you have to get it in the hands of people who are just looking at it with fresh eyes. Is that something that you guys are going to continue doing?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I would say yes. Like, we truly like, appreciate like, the opportunity, like, for people to test our product.
Okay.
Again, like, take the American plate as an example. I mean, some photo of plate, like, were posted, like you said, like, accidentally, like, but
Yeah.
we receive a lot of pros and cons, like, on this place.
Right.
Like, people said, like, they look aesthetic, to some people, but like to some people they just said like the color were not right,
Yeah.
and so we took action. If you saw like our new American flag plate at HomeGymCon, you may have noticed like it does change because like based on the feedback,
Right.
and it was like had that like star, flat star on the surface, but right now we had like the stars laser cut and raised star along the edge.
Okay.
It really hard to like make this a plate because you need a completely new mold to manufacture this plate. So we really took the action to react this um, uh, feedbacks like from people, and we open for it, regardless, like you're gonna we're gonna get negative reviews or good reviews, and or I think like we will just keep doing this way, and we hope like we're gonna do a lot of testing with our product to make it perfect before launching them.
Nice. Speaking of which, so I we've done partnerships with you guys. I mean, I've said it a few times. Our friend Ashley Hiromiak, she's actually she was on earlier, but she's helping a friend at a competition right now. So Naomi and Ashley did a review of your hip thrust bench, and in that review, Naomi and I did not realize that we installed the foot pads the wrong way. Okay. So they were sliding, right? We didn't realize that we had put them in wrong and they were sliding. So in the review, we're like, yeah, this is the only thing that, we wish they would change this or whatever. And then again, Summer, shout out to Summer, saw the video and she said, well, actually, you all put it in wrong and you need to change it because it's actually dangerous. This is sliding out from under you, right? And so I ended up doing another video to say, hey, it's our fault. It's not them, it's us. We messed up. But you guys handled it really well. But does it frustrate you when somebody does a review, they make a mistake, and then they give you like negative feedback, and you like want to say, well, actually, you did it wrong. Like, how do you handle that?
I mean, like we're not gonna be frustrated first of all, and thanks for praising our team like to handle it well. I think like the marketing team deserve credit. Um, if multiple people like have the same issue, I don't think this is entirely their mistake. And I remember to mention like the bottom part of the bench was flipped over during the installation. That's why
Yeah.
neck could not fit into bench, right?
Right.
I mean, like, finally you guys got them corrected. Like,
Yeah.
that was good. And with the reviews from Naomi and Ashley, and our team was able to emphasize all this important, installation step and make sure the process are clear enough for our customer to follow. That's really important. And I also remember some other suggestions from Ashley and Naomi from their video.
Yeah.
They kind of they also recommended adding a rest point at the back end of the bench to prevent scratching the pad when storing it upright,
Yep.
and also making like the handlebar extend further out to
Yeah.
recommend people, like, to accommodate people with long nails.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why the place.
Exactly. Yeah. Like
And
angle it up.
shout out to Ashley and Naomi for the reviews on our bench. I don't
Yeah.
think, like, those are negative reviews at all. And you guys just have done excellent job reviewing it. We really appreciate all the honest reviews for our product. As they help us, like, improve our product in many ways.
Bargin reviews is going back to the thing I said
Yeah.
about 3x3 attachments. He said he agrees. If you make stuff 3x3, even if you don't have 3x3 yet, if you make 3x3, that will fit most people's setups here in the US. And you open up a market of customers who don't have your rack. Because, so for example, when our power rack is very tall, and I needed I could jump up there, but it's not easy like for Naomi necessarily if she wants whatever. And so we had to get a step. Well, that's something that we actually only found it really in one place, but that's something that I know a lot of people need because they want to do pull-ups. Like, so that's something easy. If you just have it on your website, a little what they call it, a rig step. So you can stand up on it to get up to the top of the power rack to do pull-ups. And that's something that people appreciate. Oh, cool. I can get it from here, especially if it's a competitive price. Also, roller J cups. I literally just had somebody ask me about roller J cups yesterday. They said, I'm looking for cost-effective roller J cup. And he asked me where I recommend he get it from. And there was really only one place that I could recommend the size he needed that would be in the price range he wanted, right?
It's like 3x3 or...
Yeah, 3x3. He needed 3x3 5/8 is what he needed. And he was looking for, like, well, what's cost effective and it's still a good buy. And so there's really only one place I could recommend to him. But it's things like that you don't think about, but that people like. And they like having the opportunity to say, okay, I can go here, or I can go here, I can go here. Let's see. Hey, no problem, Justin. Hey, all in red or black. That's right. Go Dogs. I told you he lives in Georgia. That's right.
Oh, Dogs. Okay.
Rory Ellis. Hey, good morning, Rory. And Eric said he's late because he forgot it was Friday. Come on, Rory. Come on, Eric. Come on, man. So let's see here. Let's go down here. All right. And so, okay. You guys had you've already kind of done this. You gave us like a sneak peek, like a preview of some of the changes you're going to be making. Next year, are you guys going to have more stuff to sell, or are you going to keep on using HomeGymCon just to show prototypes to get feedback, or are you going to do a combination?
Well, like, I already mentioned earlier, the prototype leg curl and leg extension machine going to be released by the end of this year. And we heard, like, a lot of feedbacks from HomeGymCon. So we're definitely going to work on that one first, so be able to release it. So I think this is really good example, like, for the vendor, like, getting feedbacks for the prototype before they launch it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, like, just stay tuned with the new item we're going to come out. And also we have other product, like, like the M2 and the Buffalo Wild. Gonna come up soon, like, later this year after the HomeGymCon.
Right. So, but at next HomeGymCon, are you going to have a way for people to buy. So
Oh,
Tim from Gym Crafter, yeah. So Tim had a video, and if you guys haven't seen it, you need to watch it, where he's talking about HomeGymCon.
okay.
One of the suggestions he made for the vendors is bring stuff. Don't just bring prototypes.
Okay.
Bring stuff for us to buy.
Okay.
Because people want to buy stuff. We show up with money. People will rent they will rent U-Hauls because it's a good way to save on shipping.
Right.
You know, you get a U-Haul and you get a bunch of stuff all at once, right? So, is that something that you guys are going to be able to do, to bring stuff that you currently have available? You can say, okay, I'm bringing this stuff to sell, but we're also bringing prototypes for you to look at to give feedback. Does that make sense?
Yeah. That's what we did. Like, you know, for the HomeGymCon, we have, like, you know, 2 prototype, and then also have, you know, the current, like, you know, available product. And we're gonna do the same, like, you know, next HomeGymCon. You're bringing, like, you know, the stuff you're selling, and also you bring innovation, like that really represent your company.
Okay. Carp said, I really appreciate RitFit is interested in honest reviews and feedback. It makes it better for everyone, and eventually the people who are going to be using it, the end user, because they fix and update things as needed. Man, this was awesome. I really appreciate you being on here. And Bashir, if you're still watching, thank you for being in the live chat. We got to get you back on here. Bashir was a hit. People really, he was actually the first kind of contact that we all had with RitFit. I mean, I had talked to you, obviously, you know, before the thing, but I mean, like, as a general public, people, he was the first contact, and I think he really represented your brand well, and I think you did the same. Everything that you guys have done all of this time, man, it just makes me want to see you guys succeed even more, and I really appreciate you you really got up way too early to be with Garage Gym Life today. So I'm going to give you some time before we close this. Go ahead and let people know if there's anything you want to announce right now. Go ahead. The floor is yours, and I'll give you the big layout. You can announce anything you want. If there's anything you want people to do, and I will put your and also let people know where they can order products if they're interested in ordering products.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, we have a couple sell channel, like, you know, our website and Amazon. You guys can go ahead, like, you know, check them out and stuff. If you guys have any questions, just send message to RitFit Instagram and Facebook account. And also you can email me, like, you know, personally, and, you know, you guys can find my information on the showroom page, and my work phone, like, you know, my, you know, showroom phones, like, you know, it's on there. Just don't text bomb me. I mean, like, you know, I will reply, you know, each single you guys question. You know, if you have any issues with your orders, you know, with, like, you know, the product you have, just feel free to reach out to us. And I will take care of it, you know, for you guys. Like, you know, for people who watching this show, you know, you guys getting the benefit, like, you know, and it happened, you have, like, a RitFit stuff. And for the update on the product release, just follow our Instagram, Facebook page, and then, like, you know, the announcement will be published over there. And we also hosting a special event to celebrate our 10th anniversary. It will be a 3-day event from August 22nd to 24th, and we're gonna offering food and drinks for people to come hang out, and also we're gonna have, like, major promotion during, like, you know, those time too. I mean, like, you know, I heard Anchor, like, last show they were, like, doing barbecue. We're probably gonna have barbecue too. Yeah, I mean,
Competition. Oh boy. Okay, food competition. There we go. Now everybody comes on. The bar is in set. You come on, you gotta have food. You gotta offer food. Okay. Okay, I love it.
And also, like, you know, I just love to work on a day for John. Like, you know, I think my team is working on a day for John to come out, and hopefully, you know, we can do a live streaming here too.
Heck yeah, man. You guys, I actually already asked my son, and he lives in California. One of our sons, and our daughter-in-law, they live in California. They're like an hour away from your showroom. Okay. So I said, I'll go out there. You don't even have to, we don't have to worry about a hotel. We just stay with them. I get to see my grandkids, and then we'll come and hang out with RitFit. Oh man, yeah, any excuse. Go see my grandkids. So yeah, we're definitely, man. We'll keep talking about it. We'll make it happen. And for you guys who are watching, just keep an eye out and keep listening. I'll announce it as soon as we get something kind of hammered down, definite about that. But yeah, I really do want to make it happen. And Bashir said he said thank you. It was a pleasure. Looking forward to it too, man. We will definitely coordinate to get you back on here. I don't remember if you said yes or not, so I'm going to circle back around to this. Is it possible that you guys will make the knee raise attachment? Because I don't remember if you said yes or no.
I said, like, I heard you guys, and we're working on it. I mean, because I don't want to be a liar or something. Like, we really want to make that commitment happen.
Maybe so we could get a maybe. It's not no. It's maybe.
Yeah, it's not no. Like, it probably out of my control right now. But like, I would like, if RitFit is not making it, I'm gonna manually make one for you too.
Oh, there you go. Okay, that's what I talk about. All right, nice. All right, Tom, man, you are the man. I really appreciate you being on here. Like I said, I will actually send. I don't think I sent it already, but Summer, if you're watching, I think she's watching. I will send the link for the premiere video when this is over, and then I will send that way you guys can have it so you can promote it and stuff. And if you guys want to take clips from this interview or from the premiere video, you're welcome to do it and to use it on your own channel, your website, whatever. Go ahead, please, because you guys have done so much for our community. It's my pleasure. Okay, anything I can do. All right, man. Dude, thank you so much for being here. Go get some coffee or something before the showroom opens. And
well, there's like a CrossFit gym next to us. I'm gonna join them, like, to do some CrossFit.
Nice. Okay. Well, there you go. All right. Hey, there you go. So JB says the next competition is which equipment company makes the best barbecue. I'm telling you. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. I love it. Hey, thanks for being here, Tom. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right, you have a good day.
You too.
All right, bye. All right, so that was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed talking to Tom as much as I did. That dude is, like I said, he's so genuine. I've had conversations with, and let me just say this. So while we have partnered with RitFit to do products and stuff like that, we don't get like affiliate commission, at least not at this point. I don't know what will happen down the line, but I don't get paid if I tell you to go buy the RitFit this, and I definitely didn't get paid for having him on the show. I genuinely believe in what they are doing over there. I love the fact that they are genuine and that they're open. If they make a mistake, they're open to fixing it. And I love the fact that they are willing to listen to what we have to say about the products. I think you guys, so they're still watching. Okay. So I think you guys are doing an outstanding job. And I think as much as people like to complain about companies that are doing it wrong, I think we need to salute companies when they are doing it the right way. And I think RitFit is definitely doing it the right way. So please go ahead. I'll throw this up here one more time. Of course, I've got the link in the show description, but make sure you guys are following RitFit on Instagram at ritfit.sports, and make sure you are checking out ritfit.com, ritfitsports.com. If you want to go to the California showroom to check it out, that's also where you can find the link for the California showroom. So you can book a tour with Tom. He'll take you around and show you everything. You may even see the elusive Dennis Solis over there when you get there. So sometimes he's out there hanging out. So you guys may be in. That's worth the trip right there, just by itself. All right. It is now 9:03. It's time for the show to end. These shows always go back way too fast. I still have like 6 or 7 things on the show rundown that we didn't get to, but we're going to go ahead and I'm going to shut it down now. I want to say thank you. So thank you to my guests, Chip Birdie and Tom Zhang, for stopping by and making this show a success. Shout out to every one of you who came by and watched and who commented. who are active, because your comments are what make the show awesome. Oh, I'll tell you this. I didn't plan on saying this, but I'm gonna say it now anyway because I thought of it. So I was talking to Mike from Anchor, because what I try to do is talk to the guests afterwards to get feedback from them about, the experience, because that way I can see if I can get them to come back, right? And Mike was talking about how much he enjoyed interacting with you guys in the live chat and how awesome it was to be able to get direct feedback from you all about the products. So when I say share the video with people, let them know to get up. It's worth it for them to get up early and watch the show, and live, especially to get up and watch it live so that they can interact with brands. I mean it. The brands really, really appreciate it. Now, every brand's not going to wake up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning like Tom did today, but I think it is really, really a special thing that more and more people from brands are recognizing the opportunity to interact with you guys. And I got to thank you all for that, because you guys are the reason why that's happening. So thank you so much. And next week, before you guys go, next week we're going to have 2 guests making their debut on Up Way Too Early with Garage Gym Life. First of all, Daniel Forster, who was in the live chat. Daniel is going to be our first guest from Brazil, and he's going to be talking about the home gym community in Brazil. I'm looking forward to that because he's got a ton of insight, stuff that we never thought about. And that's going to be next week. And then also my dude, Marcus Quinones from Twisted Barbell YouTube channel and 9.22 Designs is going to be on the show. He's going to be his first time on the show as well. So he's going to be talking about home gym. Both of them are going to be talking about HomeGymCon, their reaction to being on HomeGymCon. And so it is, I'm really looking forward to hearing from these guys. We got, so everybody's saying bye. RitFit says, thank you. Hey, thank you guys. Bashir, thank you. Chip, thank you for being here. Bar Gym Reviews, you're my man. Hey, don't forget to DM me. And JB said, thank you for giving us a platform to interact with these companies on a live platform. It's awesome, man. Thank you for making this work, because when I first said I wanted to do this, people told me I was crazy, that nobody would sit around for a live show talking about gym equipment this long. And you guys prove them wrong every single Friday. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And keep on sharing it. JB, you said you wish you knew about this a long time ago. Exactly. There are people out there who would love this show and they don't know it exists. So you can make sure that they know by sharing the link. Thank you guys so much. Heck yeah, we're going to live stream at HomeGymCon 2026. I mean, come on now. Look who you're talking to. Shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I love you guys. And don't forget the premiere video with me and Naomi. It's a deep dive. It's a long video now, but it's our deep dive into budget gym equipment, because I'm tired of people saying, making these YouTube videos talking about budget gym equipment is dead. We're going to show y'all the budget gym equipment that was at HomeGymCon. So go ahead, make sure you stay tuned, and it's going to be starting in about 15 minutes. All right, so go grab something to eat, use the bathroom, and I'll be in the comments in the live chat on that premiere as well. Okay, see you guys.